No, he said that when it happened.
Guys, we are live. Let's do this. You ready? What is good, guys? Mount Vernon Kid here, back again. How is everybody doing? It is I, your alpha, your friend, your, as I'm hearing as of late, inspiration. Guys, I am just humbled to the extreme when I hear stuff like that. It is just a blessing. It really is. It really is. It's just a blessing. So we are here, guys, because today is a milestone for me in the game of life. I reached the new level of life, and that level of life is Club 40. Your alpha has reached Club 40. And I thought, you know what? Since I had to really work today, I didn't really get a chance to, I couldn't really, and it wasn't a day to relax and enjoy the day. Usually I always mostly work on my birthday. It is what it is. But unfortunately, my coworkers, some of my great coworkers just made the day very special, you know, and I enjoyed it for it is, but yeah, I have reached Club 40. The weekend, I think that me and I'm going to do something then. But today is just, I had to work and it's fine. But I said, I got home and I'm like, you know what? We got one more. We got one more live open mic Q&A session for the channel of the month of March. So I'm like, you know what? Let's kill two birds with the one stone. Have kind of a celebration for my 40th birthday, but also kick it with the pack for about 2 hours or so. I got my boys with me. I got Monster. Y'all know Monster. I had him for a long time. And I even brought out the homie Taz. And look who else is here. The man, the big G himself, Godzilla. But then if you look in the back of me, I got the homie Link back there and my boy Spidey. All back there to root me on. So I'm here to chill with you guys for was 9:34 here in New York. So we gonna kick it for about 2 hours. So I'm gonna answer your questions. Don't be afraid to ask me. I don't mind. But yeah, let me give you a little bit more of what's been going on there. Like I said, I had a pretty good day, today. Woke up, blessed the Almighty, bless the powers that be, bless the great spirits, and said thank you for allowing me to see another day. Of and I also thank my mom. Looked up and said thank you, mom. And but I also wish you were here. But I did have a very special day with her here, guys. If you don't know, very intense. I have very intense dreams that I've had since the passing of my mother, and that's been over 20 plus years. I was 13 for all those who are new to the pack. Your alpha lost his mother when he was 13. And it's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't think about my mom. But ever since then, I would have intense dreams about her. Uh, Anniversaries, special holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, her birthday, the anniversary of her death, which is in October 5th, my birthday. And it was always just we talk. We're always by a body of water. And when I talk about guys, I can smell the water. I'm not joking when I say that. We're always by a body of water. And I always try to figure out the synopsis of those dreams. Why body of water? Why near water? So it's either a river, a lake, or an ocean. We're always there. And she is just asking, how am I doing? How am I feeling? How are you and the rest of the family? And telling that she's proud of me and she's always looking down on me and things like that. And even to the degree, even saying, stop blaming yourself for what happened to me, things like that. That's a little personal, but yeah. But still, I still had another dream. But today was pretty good. I come in today to work. As always, I'm looking forward to working. I'm like, okay, guys, because guys, you don't know, I don't do YouTube full time, so I am still working and doing YouTube. It's just something I like to do. Come in, everything. I'm having a good day, vibing to the music, and then, blah blah blah, things like that. And then actually, around maybe 2 or 3 p.m., my coworkers surprised me with with the with a cake, a little cake and a card and everything like that. And it was very, very special to that was very, very special. I was shocked, but I was just in the mood, and I couldn't it was I was very humbled by that. And I could show you a little bit of the pictures that like I said. So here's the cake. Here's the cake, and that's the card. That cake was great. Not the big. I wish it was red velvet, because I'm a big red velvet cake fan. But that chocolate, that chocolate was thick. My pack, very thick, rich, which I don't mind. And then of course, like my coworkers here, just showing me some love, which was fun, and some more just showing love. It was so much fun, and there's me with the cake. It was just I had a lot of fun today. It was really good. Once again, just seeing all the messages on my Facebook page. All the messages on my Facebook. People just wishing me happy birthday, family. You know, just it's humbling. Then I come on YouTube, or even before that, guys, I got personal messages. I got a shout out from like one of my favorite YouTubers, and it's all because I am a part of his Patreon, but he gave me a shout out, and that man is the bold a-hole. Sorry, Mr. Simon Miller. He gave me a really good shout out, and I posted it here on YouTube. You can go check it out. He calls me by my YouTube name. He doesn't know my real name, so. But and last night I was watching. I was doing watch the live stream with Solo Monster. He wished me a happy birthday, but it was also a little tragic, because while March is joyous for me, it's not so joyous for him. And I remember, and I went on Twitter and I said, I want to apologize for this. I shouldn't have. Totally forgot about this. And a couple minutes he came back and said, "Hey, you got nothing to apologize, man. Happy birthday, brother." It was touching, but it's still humbling. You wanted to give that. But yeah, just getting that kind of love, and then got a real touching video from Mr. Multiverse, just about me, and that was very humbling. I was very humbled by that. Just very humbling. It was very humbling. I didn't wasn't that I was gonna cry, but it was just very humbling, guys. It meant a lot. It meant a lot to see that, and yeah, man, I was really touched by the outpour of happy birthdays and things like that. It's like I always say, give a little love, you get it right back. Respect yourself, respect others, respect yourself, you get it right back. And that's why I always say, guys, peace, one love, peace, one love. That's why I always end my videos with peace, one love, respect yourself. All that stuff is very important. I don't take this for granted. I don't take anything for granted. I'm just humbled by people come through and be like, yo, come through to hear what I got to say about geekism. Like the Greek community. Like what do I want to what do it's humbling to me, you know And of course, people are gonna say stuff like, "What the freak is that?" Okay, then okay, hold on. And then people are gonna say stuff like, of course, I'm gonna get the whole Patrick. What the Patrick, my boy. Come on, man. You didn't have to do that. Monster, why didn't you supposed to tell me? You supposed to keep track of the list. Patrick, thank you. But like I said, guys, you didn't have to. I'm just very humbled. I talk about geekism. I talk about stuff on it. I got a shirt, and like I said, I got to start rocking my merch where it just basically said geekism is a hell of a drug, and you damn right it is. It's a hell of a drug. I'm still hooked on it. I mean, you don't see any puncture wounds, like it don't leave marks, but it when it gets in your system, you're gonna be that way for life. I am me. This is me, all day, 24/7. I am not anything different. Just because I've gotten older doesn't mean that you give up the things you love. That's one thing. That's another thing. Don't ever let anybody tell you can't love this because you've gotten older. By the time I'm 50, you're gonna still see videos of me. I'll just say, still video, God willing, still see me videos of me going to my local comic store, picking up comics, whether I'm with a significant other or not. I just recently did an exclusive Patreon 50 question video, because one of my subscribers, patrons, is a beta. He chose a one of the tiers where the exclusive is you ask me 50 questions and I will answer them. I'll do a video, and I did it. It'll go here on YouTube. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. He gave me 50 questions, broke them down into different sections. Comics, movies and TV, video games, some personal questions, travel questions, and even ended it with all questions about my boy right here. And it was fun. I really enjoyed that. And I'm looking forward to whenever he does it again, because like I said, he's with that $5 tier. Anybody who joins my Patreon and your $5 tier or beta level, yeah, you every month you could do that. Ask 50 questions and I will pop it out. And I just did the first one. So I ran my mouth off long enough, guys. But like I said, I appreciate all the love and all the respect and all. It is very humbling. I don't bullshit with you guys. I've never bullshitted with you guys. I've always kept it 100% real with you, always. So thank you very much. I'm constantly getting people saying you don't look 40. Yes, I don't, and there's a reason for that. Genetics, yes. Genes, yes. But also just I don't do a lot of stupid shit. I don't smoke. I don't smoke. I rarely drink. I drink on occasions, but I don't do stupid stuff to my body to make me. When you start doing stuff like that, yeah, of course you're going to look older. But I don't. I don't feel old. I don't feel myself. Have I? I feel like I've lost a little of my muscle mass. Yes, and that's just me because I stopped working out as much. But I have to get back in, especially because I just don't want to feel like I'm plump and fat and stuff like that. But outside of that, once again, thank you. I wanted to shout out Patrick again, Cineros, because dude dropping a $20 bomb and the super chats and things like that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You don't have to do that, guys, but I appreciate it as always. So shouts out to Patrick. Let us get to the questions now. First and foremost, I'm gonna let you guys in on a secret right now. Yes, this week has been fun for me as well. Also, not just because it was my birthday, but the fact is, yes, guys, I saw the Batman. I saw that movie Wednesday. Went and saw an early showing of Batman. I caught an 11:30 a.m. showing. Only paid $9 for it. That was pretty fucking good. Saw it. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was a nice noir, gritty detective story. Something I have been looking for in a Batman movie for a freaking long time. I wanted to see his detective skills. He is called the world's greatest detective, and they have never truly shined that part of the character in movie. Don't sit there and say they have, because they haven't. They have not. Not Christian Bale. Not no, he didn't. Nope. Not as much as they wanted to. They should have done more. This felt like a detective story, and I loved it. And I just watched the uh deleted scene which had the Joker in it on. Oh my god, that is the creepiest looking Joker that I ever seen. I was like, dude, he looks mangled, like the acid, just everything about him. And then I said to myself, you know what? Kind of glad they took him out. They cut this out of the movie, because I'm 50-50 on it. You know, it's good, but they didn't, and they you rarely could see his face. They really didn't focus too much on his face as much, and I really appreciated that too. Applauded. I will do a full review, guys. I'm gonna do a full review. I applaud Patterson. He was great. A very believable Bruce Wayne. The only problem I had with the movie in general, not more Alfred. I wanted more Alfred. I wanted more Alfred. But there is a scene in here that makes you really appreciate the relationship between Alfred and Bruce and or Batman very much. I very much enjoyed it. And Jeffrey Wright was a pretty cool jive talking Commissioner Gordon, because he was lieutenant in this. You know, he talked way different than Gordon. He kind of talked with a jive. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool. I had to laugh at that every time he talked. I was like, you know, he talking like he's from Shaft. It was so funny. I was cracking up. It was like, yo, this is 70s Gordon. It was cracking out. I was laughing at. Everybody was great. It was a good movie. Still got some good movies. I finally got to see Scream 5 this week as well, or last Saturday, because it's on Paramount Plus, and I finally got to sit down and watch that. I liked it. If you want to ask me questions about that, go be forward, be friendly to ask. I have some issues with it, as I do with all Scream movies, but I overall enjoyed it very much. So let us see who is in the pack tonight. What is going on? We got Quentin Blake. I saw Quentin. I saw you on the 50 question. I wasn't live in terms of like there. That was just pre-recorded. It was just premiering. So thank you. Warhawk is here. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. What is good? Live long and prosper. Yes. Thank you. Uh, see, guitars in, Mr. 40. Yes, yeah, I guess you could say that. Yes, I have reached that top. Travis, what do you eat most at Chinese restaurants? What do I eat mostly at Chinese restaurants? Lau mein. Yes, lau mein. I will devour lo mein. I will devour that, like whether it's shrimp lo mein. Shrimp lo mein is my favorite. Shrimp lo mein. I'll do a combination of shrimp, pork, and beef, which is good. Um, and outside of that, when I'm going like to traditional Chinese restaurants, I'll throw down on some Peking duck. I love Peking duck. Duck is greasy, a little greasy, but it's good. I do love but lo mein, you know, here in Mount Vernon there's like Chinese restaurants almost on every corner, and but those are more Americanized Chinese restaurants. So when I want authentic, yeah, I go into the city, like into Manhattan, New York City, and you get the good stuff. Not saying that those are bad, but just saying. I said hey to you before, Quentin. What's good? Brio, happy birthday, bro. You've been such a good inspiration to me, bro. Never change, and I'm glad to be a part of the pack. I appreciate that very much. What food do you dislike the most? I'm not a fan of liver. I don't like liver. My dad likes liver. I don't. Liver. I can't eat liver. I can't touch that stuff. Um, I might get slated, but um, and I hope this don't take away my black card. But I don't like chitlins. I've had them, and I was just like, nope, never again. I don't like the smell. Never again. I don't like chitlins. And if that revokes my black card, try to take it. Do you like pretzels? Who said that? Warhawk. Warhawk. Yeah, I like pretzels. When I'm in the city, in New York City, most of the time I'll try to get one of those big fresh pretzels. Uh, Only problem is they're too dry. And make my mouth dry, so I have to drink somewhere like. But when I'm at like places like Aunt Annie's, uh, yeah, man, I'll go down Annie's and get a pretzel, cinnamon pretzel. I love cinnamon or pretzel nuggets. And Annie's also do the pepperoni pretzel, which I enjoy too. Those are great, real good stuff. Uh, Once again, Quentin, I said, hey, so stop it. If I live to be 100, I will still love video games, superheroes, and wrestling. Yo, man, like I'm saying, man, like never be ashamed of what you are, and never be ashamed of. I mean, there was a question on the 50 Patreon question that my Patreon, one of my fellow Patreons, uh, Common Freak X, but his real name is Francis Sean Allen. He basically said like he's been with his girlfriend for 7 years, but she's not really into any of the hobbies that he's into. And now I know Sean Francis is a little older than me. I think he's like 10 years older than me, or a couple of years older. I think he was born 75, but still, um, he knew a lot of the comics before I was even born. So he knew when a lot of these characters came out and when they got big, and he's into that stuff. He's into comics and video games. He does a lot of stuff with his niece, but he even said like she doesn't, and I and he said, does that happen to you? And I was like, I've never been with anybody that was never into something I liked. And if they were, basically, they kind of got into it with me. They kind of got into it. Like, I've never had a significant other that didn't like something from comics. Maybe never read them too much, but didn't like something from comics. I had someone special who was her favorite two characters were Hawkman and Daredevil. And y'all know me, Daredevil is my second favorite Marvel character of all time. You know, is he's my second favorite. There's only one guy ahead of him. You're looking at. Daredevil was my second favorite Marvel character of all time. And for me, I don't hate Hawkman. Not a big Hawkman fan. I don't even have a lot of Hawkman comics. I respect the lore about it because it really gets into the whole like reincarnation and Egyptian lore and things like that. And then of course you got the alien route to it. But when I remember she used to tell me that, I was like, okay, Hawkman, like, okay. And she would try to get me like, do you know who he is? I was like, yeah, Carter Hall. I know his name. I know what he's about, but I've never been a Hawkman fan. Never really been. And the one thing I also is just like how DC just kind of shits on the character. He's almost always the character to die, be the first one to die, or take the kill, or something like that. If there's a big shocker, hero dies, Hawkman is like almost the first one to die, and it's like, and it's not him, it's Hawkgirl. It's like, yeah, But I had somebody like that, but I've never had somebody who was not into one of my hobbies, at least one of my hobbies. Because to me, if I'm with somebody and I'm into something that they don't like, that I don't like, I would at least sit down and try to see where they're coming from with it. Like I don't like reality TV. I really don't. I really don't like that because that's not reality. It is really not. Last reality type show that I loved was Run's House because I'm a huge Run DMC fan and I love that. And it was really nice to see his family. I really liked his family and getting to know them, things like that. But outside of that, reality TV is stupid. It's bullshit. It's not real. Especially you like like for example, what was one reality like another reality show. I'll say I kind of like the Real World that used to come on MTV. But it still wasn't reality. But one of the ones that really just drove my mind just stupidly was Mob Wives. Why the fuck would you go like you're the wife of a mobster and you going it drove me crazy. And it's funny because a real life, who is a part of a mob family. He's Michael Francese, who I really enjoy because I like hearing what he has to talk about in life and just what he been through because he was in the mob. And I remember he brought it up on Mike Tyson's podcast, and he was like, I saw that. He's like, one of the is just as bad as Mob Wives. He's like, oh my god, I saw that. I just wanted to, and even Mike Tyson even said, yeah, what was that all about? Or I think it was his boy, and he said, and Mr. Franzese says, Mike, they weren't even mob wives. It's he said that I'm not even nobody is gonna. It was just bullshit, and it's stupid. I cannot watch reality TV now. If I'm with somebody that loves that stuff, I will sit down with them maybe once or twice, be like, and she's like, "Oh, babe, come watch it with me." I'm like, "All right, I'll sit down and watch it." But don't expect me to get into it because I'm not. I don't because it's not reality TV. If you like it, more power to you. But I do not like that shit. It is bullshit. It is stupid. It's not reality because there's still a camera stuck in your face. There are storylines and stuff like that. What? No, stupid. But never be ashamed of what you are. That's what I'm trying to say. Grocery lab. Uh, I love what you do, man. Happy birthday. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Happy birthday, Axe Peoples. Okay, Rakai. Hey, Chris, what is good, man? Um, let's see what else we have. No matter how old our kids' hearts stay strong. Yeah, that's amen to that. That is an amen. If Quentin, if you say hey one more time, dude, I see you. I see you. Stop. Caroline, hi Chris. Happy birthday. Thank you, Quentin. Thank you. Okay, Quentin. All right. If Marvel and IDW Comics agreed to make Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus the Predator, how do you feel about us and what should it how would you feel about us and what should it be about? I don't know us. I mean, if they did a because yeah, Marvel does own the Predator, and I'm looking forward to when they bring out the Predator comics, because they already brought out the alien stuff. Y'all know me, I don't hate, I'm not, I am still terrified of face huggers. Only face huggers. Xenomorphs don't scare me. It's the face huggers. And I don't know. I've tried to get over that demon for a long time, and that demon will always beat me in a fight. Anytime I see the face hugger coming, I don't care if it's a toy or or the movies. Anytime those scenes come up, my eyes close or I turn away until those over. I cannot fucking stand those. But in the meantime, I would love a um turtles predator crossover. That'd be a really interesting, would the predator deem them worthy of hunting? I would think so. It would be a tough ride. They got some experience in facing aliens, and so yeah, I think they'd be prepared. I can see Donnie coming up with a lot of ideas, figuring out how it works. Like he especially his optic camera, like he would be like, yeah, okay, this guy, I think Donnie would be the one that would be coming up like how he's able to see us and things like that. Yeah, I think Donnie would come up with a lot of stuff. You and Multiverse have been very inspirational to me in terms of comic book knowledge and writing ideas. I appreciate that too. Thank you. Hey, Chris, I know you mentioned in the past that you like Zatanna besides her looks. What what makes you like the character? Um, Outside of the her look, like I said, I still think I'm gonna bring back the series characters why I like them, because that's basically where I put the spotlight on one character and I explain to people why I like them so much. Zatanna Z is just, you know her appearance is nothing compared to what she is. She is a powerful sorceress. Um, and I love the fact that she's one of those sorcerers that actually cares. I'm not saying that they all don't care, but you got a lot of these sorcerers or sorceress or magic based characters that kind of have a stick up their ass, make them like they're better than everybody. But Sana's not like that. She's not like that. She cares. She shows her emotions very well. The relationship she has with Batman and things like that. John Constantine, all of them. She has a great relationship with certain people. I remember when they wiped Batman's memory. She wiped Batman's memory of an event, and how bad she felt about that. She felt terrible about it. It's terrible. She felt extremely terrible, and it was almost like she knew this was going to break her and Bruce's trust with each other. And it did happen. She had to earn Bruce's trust back again. So stuff like that, it's just not even just the cool look that she has, but it's just her heart, her what she is capable of. And you treat her well, yeah, it's good, right? Monster, you like Z, right? There you go. See, Monster likes him. Oh, guys, you can't hear him talk. Only I can. I can't stand reality. I can't stand it. It's not reality. It's just garbage TV. Only reality show I had a guilty pleasure for was the Osbournes, mainly because of Ozzy Osbourne. Now, see that's what I'm talking about. See, stuff like that I don't really have too much of a problem with, because it's not reality TV, but you're seeing these stars in a different light. I watched a little bit of the Osbournes, and got to really really fall for his kids more, and seeing Sharon, his wife, and just seeing the ups and downs and the trials and tribulations she's gone through to make sure Ozzy's career has gone where it was, and things like that. This is crazy. Like, just see what she gave up. And if I'm not mistaken, like her parents did not want her marrying Ozzy. It was kind of like a very like, no, no, you're not marrying him. Things like, I think if I remember, she talked about it. That's why I liked, like the Run's house and stuff like that. You know, Even watch a little bit of Hogan Knows Best. Getting to see, his family until they just all flipped out. You Quentin Alucard from Helsing versus or Carnage. Who wins? Carnage is dead. Carnage is dead. Are you that's a borderline fight indeed. You think Alucard, Dracula himself, the most powerful character in the Helsing universe, is losing to a alien that has a weakness of fire and things and sonics and stuff like that? He'd eat Carnage alive. I think the Carnage symbiote would be scared of him. You have brought me much great entertainment. I appreciate that too. Thank you. Do you want to see a Daredevil game for PS5? Absolutely. Daredevil has earned, once again, the last time there was going to be a open world Daredevil game that wasn't connected to the Ben Affleck movie. There, and you can find it on images of it on online. You Google it, and it was open world, and the way they were going to showcase his radar sense and stuff like that, it was going to be cool. But it got canceled. I think it is. I think if Daredevil is another character that could work with Insomniac. Insomniac, see, Insomniac is doing. They're about to bring out Spider-Man 2, which I'm looking forward to. They're also working on the Wolverine game, which we still have no clue who's going to be in it, what's it going to be about. Daredevil would be Insomniac. If the game goes well, which I plan it will, this is where Marvel should be like, you know what? Ah, here's almost all our characters. You guys choose who you want to do next. If I'm Marvel and I say, you could choose everyone, but if I was you, um, I'd pick that character right there from Hell's Kitchen. There you go. Uh, let's see. Caroline, you ask. Yeah, I definitely want to see the characters and why I like them again. Yeah, I know. If you haven't watched that series, I do recommend going back and watching all the episodes that led up. I do recommend go watch them all because it'll lead up. I'm gonna start. I'll probably start working on a list of the characters I'll talk about. But yeah, I do recommend you going and checking it out. Checking about all the characters. You can see the difference, through characters. I went through so many characters. It was so much fun. It wasn't just comic characters. It was characters from TV. Like I know a lot of people loved when I talked about Callisto from the old Xena show. I love her. Like I love her as the character. Hudson Leach, who played her, was great. She played that character so well. And there were times I was like, I could have seen her as Harley. Like, just she was great. Yeah, I will bring that back. I like Pawn Stars, but this has cool stuff to show. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Once again, yeah. And you also got to look at other shows like Cops. It that is basically those. I believe those are real cops. That's not fake. What I mean reality show, I mean in like, I don't care about The Bachelor, all that stuff. Get out of here, man. Like, to me, I don't like stuff like that because I don't want to hurt anybody. Yeah, you're in the room. Basically, you're pulling a tenchi. You're around surrounded by women. Don't get me wrong, that's nice and all, but at the end of the day, you only choose one, and you could like that one too, but you're gonna hurt that person. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't want to hurt nobody. So stuff like that I don't like. You know, real housewives. Housewives of wherever the hell. I just no. I can't get into that stuff. The ones that make me sad are like my 600-pound life. That brought me to tears because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to watch this because I feel bad for that person. The fact that you got to that much weight, that's sad. Some of the stuff like stuff on A&E. No, I'm not like on the Learning Channel. I'm like, but then I watch a lot of Discovery Plus, like all those shows, like you know these crime stuff. Like I'm kind of weird. I always try to. I am kind of like Batman, trying to figure out the criminal mind and stuff like that. I find myself. If you only knew what the stuff I watch, sometimes it's like Jesus Christ, why you watch this stuff? Mm. Uh, do you think Jean will be in the new Wolverine game? And if you do you think her and Wolverine will be in a relationship? Um, I the I would say 50-50 will probably see the X-Men. Um Personally to me, it stood stay a solo Wolverine game, but I would not mind seeing some of his best friends in the X-Men in the game. Like how many of you guys know who Wolverine's best friends in the X-Men are? I'll give you about 10 seconds. Okay, I think that's more than 10 seconds, but Wolverine's best friends are Colossus and Nightcrawler. Those are his best friends in the X-Men. If they show up in that game, I'll be cool. I really don't, they don't have to put Jean in it, anything like that, but I won't be surprised if they do have him in it, but it still should stay a solo game. Okay. Ever played the Punisher game? Yeah, I did play that. The one when you can interrogate people. Yeah, I played that. I played it for the original Xbox. Uh, that was cool. I wouldn't mind a Punisher game as well. Some fans got so butthurt over He-Man. Really? Because by the end of that series, that was great. I don't see. That's why I loved. I thought the He-Man. We're talking about the one that uh uh oh my god, what is his name? I'm forgetting his name right now. Oh Jesus. Oh, God. I can't believe I'm bugging on his name. Uh Kevin Smith did. Thank you. I liked it. People just got really but it's so woke now. Oh, look at Tila, she's all buff and stuff. What? Come on, man, grow up. You all they He Man died in the first minute. He's a fucking hero. Like he did the heroic deed, died protecting Eternia. But you should have known he was gonna come back. And see all y'all crying that much over Orko dying, did you? Huh? And see all that? Like, get out of here, man. Grow up, man. Yeah, grow up. Grow up. Let's see. Up the well. Do you like You don't like face hugger? No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't like face huggers. You can laugh. You can laugh. Go ahead. Laugh it up. Go ahead. I don't like face huggers. Those are the scariest. Those scare the fuck out of me. When I was a kid, when I was younger, um, when I first saw the aliens and back in the day, there were two movies that scared the shit out of me. The Jeff Goldblum Fly with him and Gina Davis. And I got over that real quick. Once I got older, and by the time I was like maybe 15 or 16, I watched it again and I'm like, okay, it's still nasty, but I'm not scared of it anymore. Got over that. So I decided, you know what? Let's give the Aliens movies a renewal chance. Maybe I can get over the face huggers. You goddamn soon as they first were introduced to face hugger, I had my eyes. I'm like, ugh. And I'm like, I tried. Then I tried it another couple of years. I let the years go by. Tried it again in my 20s, and I was like, all right, yeah, all right, here it comes. Here we go. Yep. I'm ready. Oh shit! Then I can't. And I'm nope. And then I tried it another 10 years. Then I was 30. And I'm like, all right, I got this. I can't. Like, I can't. I felt like Dashy. I can't. And my family always saying, yeah, we're gonna make a cake with a face. I said, I will throw that shit right in your face if you bring a cake out look like a face hugger. And then all my friends, especially internet friends, started posting stuff on my Facebook. Hey Chris, look at this. And I go scroll and I look, or they tag me in a photo and I look at you motherfuckers. One time my brother himself got on my computer and put and put the wall scroll of the first, faces are coming at me. And as soon as that thing popped up, I'm waiting for my laptop to upload. Next, you know, I come on, and next, you know, I had my head down, so I'm like, all right, here come next, you know. I turn my back, and I'm like, and I'm like, I had to delete it like this, like get it off, try to find something. Wait, and I screamed at Malcolm. So I was like, "You little prick! I'm gonna kill you!" Like he knows I'm scared of that stuff, and it's not funny. It's funny, but it's like I don't like it. I'm still scared to death of those. I'm probably gonna be scared of those to the day I die. I don't like Funko Pops because they look like they got the devil in them, just them black eyes, and I'm like, stop staring at me. Like, I got friends that love them, and I buy them for my friends, but I will not have those things around me. Like, I feel like they're possessed. They got a demon in them. Like, I'm not joking. I'm serious about that. Go laugh it up. You can laugh, but I'm serious. Like, go ahead. I'm not even joking. Uh Dora Baby Boy. Happy 40th birthday to my fellow Aries brother. May you have a blessed day. Thank you very much. Yes, I am an Aries. Somebody actually said that to me today uh, when it came to my job, and one of my coworkers said, "Today's his birthday. He's turned 40." And I think the girl next to her said, "He's an Aries." And I was like, "Yes, I am." You know, so it's like, and her mom was like, "I don't really mix with Aries." I'm like, whatever. I didn't say that though. I was just joking. Let's see. Guitar. Speaking of Ozzy, I just realized since it it hit March 19th, it's now 40 years since the great loss of Randy Rhodes. It is. Marion, happy birthday, Chris. I just stopped by for a bit because I gotta work tomorrow. That's fine. Nobody needs. You ain't gotta stay. William, happy birthday, kid. Thank you, JPX. Favorite album cover, top five. Ooh, that's tough. But definitely one of my favorites is Disturbed Indestructible. Um, I love I love the Disturbed album covers in general, you know, because that's David Finch artwork. So I'm like, love that. Uh I also like some of the simple stuff too. Like a lot of the simple album covers I love. I like simplicity. I don't always you don't always have to go, you know, maybe I'll do a video, my top five. I don't want to do it here. You know, but you asked it, I should deliver, right? You know, Disturbed. Um, like I said, some of the simplicity, like Stevie Wonder's albums, his album covers, I love, like because the simpleness of them, you just see the joy on his face, or so. I love that. Big shout outs to Stevie. I'm a big Stevie Wonder's fan. Um, that's two. Three. We definitely got to go with one Michael Jackson cover, and that would probably go to. I'm gonna choose the Dangerous cover. I like that cover very much, where it's got his eyes and the crown and everything around him. That's another one. Another Nas's Stillmatic cover, where he's and you see Manhattan in the background. I love that cover. That's really nice. Um, and I'll go. Uh, I'll go. Oh, Prince's Purple Rain cover. I love that cover. I love that. I love that. And you see a lot of people, a lot of comics use that. A lot of people use that cover, him on the motorcycle, the purple rain. I love that cover. Love that. I love that. What about America's Most Wanted? Those are different. To me, those are different because that's not reality TV. That's legit, real. Like these people are real. Like that's why I said all those shows on like Discovery Plus, like The Monster Inside Me, or I Was Married to a Monster and stuff like that. Yeah, those are real. When they're actual talking. Like the funny one I watched one time before was a doc. They talked to the sister of William H. Gacy, aka the clown killer, the clown killer. Like they talked to his sister and where it all started and how he went from being this guy to this psycho that would kill children. He would dress up as a clown for kids' parties and take them and then take them back to her house, and then he would kill them and bury them under his. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, but stuff like that, you know. Um, so I don't mind that stuff at all. Who is stronger, Akuma or Yujiro Hanma? That is a fight I would love to see. Akuma and Yujiro. Depends on, like I said, the universe. But if you look at the universe, Baki universe, Yujiro is one strong ass motherfucker. But if you have not read, yes, he does lose. His son beats him. Baki does beat Yujiro. Um, but if you haven't read the mangas, then yeah, they haven't gotten to it in the animes yet. But yeah, Baki will beat his father. Akuma is strong, but he also has morals. Believe it or not, Akuma does have morals. He does not pick on weak. The only thing he doesn't like in terms of weakness is when people use weapons. He hates that. Like that'll piss him off. Like, you know, go play with him and beat people like Relento or Crimson Viper. He goes crazy over them, like you weakling, like everything like that. So yeah, he's different. But Yujiro is nuts. You know, Yujiro's nuts. Worldbreaker Hulk versus Doomsday Hunter Prey. I'm still going Worldbreaker Hulk. That is probably his most strongest incarnation of it, which I thought we would see in Endgame. Also, often why I watch certain things. Happy birthday, kid! Mine is on August, going to be 26. What characters you like to see in Street Fighter 6? Uh, well, mostly everybody, if but I would love to see some more of the rival school characters graduate into Street Fighter, like Batsu and people like that. I think it's time for them because if you're not going to give us another rival school game, Capcom, graduate them into the Street Fighter because they're in the same universe, right? Nightcrawler and Colossus. Okay, Travis, you got it. What villains do you hope to see in the Wolverine and Wonder Woman game? I talked about this on the 50 question stuff, so go watch that about. But for Wolverine, of course, Sabretooth's got to be in it. I wouldn't mind the Hand because Wolverine has dealt with the Hand a lot. Silver Samurai, Ogon, uh, Omega Red. Uh, should Romulus be in? I don't know about that. But one of them for real, the first guy to really put fear in Wolverine, Cyber. I want that character in that game so badly. I want that. If you don't know who Cyber is, he's the guy with the adamantium all over his arms. It's on the outside, so his arms kind of are adamantium, but they're so now he kind of looks like Bucky, except that his arms are on the outside. He was the one guy Wolverine was scared to death about. But then Wolverine got over that real quick, and yeah. But yeah, as for Wonder Woman, the who I want to be the main character, like main villain, is Cersei's. She is one of the few characters to give Diana trouble, big time. And I hope that's who's going to be in the third movie. Cersei's better be. That better be. I did not mind 84, but I was a little disappointed with Cheetah. I was disappointed with that. You know, it just didn't really. To me, they went a different route with Barbara Minerva, and I was just like, she just wants to be like, I get where they were trying to go with it, but I was just like, that's not Barbara. She didn't just want to be like, no, she was obsessed with having a power of a god. So that's why she got cursed, stuff like that. And she started liking that. But you know, and when we finally got to see her fully as the full Cheetah, I was kind of disappointed because I wanted her not to have the blonde hair. I wanted her with the red hair and stuff like that. I was like, I was kind of disappointed. But still, now that's why by doing Cheetah, it kind of makes me sad because we may never see Tigra from Marvel Comics in the MCU, who I want to see Greer. I want to see Greer Nielsen in the MCU. And if they do, that should be Marvel. Kevin Feige and Marvel should look at what they did with Cheetah and like, we're going to do everything better with Barbara Minerva, with Greer Nielsen, excuse me. Also, I said Cheetah, Giganta, people like that. Speaking about Wolverine, besides Sabretooth, which villain or rogue gallery are you looking forward to? Oh, I just talked about that. Just talked about that. Um, Caroline, would you like a Greek Arrow game? You mean a Green Arrow game? Is that what you were trying to say? Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Green Arrow game. It's just the problem with Green Arrow is his Rose Gallery is not as deep as like a Flash or a Batman, or even going over to the other side like a Spider-Man or people like that. You know, outside of Merlin and Onomatopoeia, and he's dealt with Slade on occasions. He doesn't have a big road gallery. You know, that's why if you look at the Arrow show, they had to use so many other characters from other sources like Ra's al Ghul and all that stuff. It was like, wait, what? You know, Eisen versus Raven. I'm not. I can't stand Eisen. Don't get me started on that one. William, are you stream playing TM and Chikara Bunga? I will. I will. Okay. Once again, the next stream of games. I got a lot of games I have not even touched yet. The next, and on this channel, the main channel, um, it's only superhero games or games that are based off of superheroes or mangas. So I will stream the TMNT collection. That's going to be fun because that's got all the games, all the Turtles games, like even ones that didn't for the old NES, which I still have. The original game. I will stream those. But the next game that I will stream here on the main channel is the Miles Morales game. I have not even touched that game yet. I have not watched any gameplay of that. I know that the Tinkerer is in the game and stuff like that. I've seen a little bit, but I have not touched that game because there's still games that I have not finished. That's why people ask me, have you gotten a PS5? I'm like, no, there's still games on PS4 I've not even touched, haven't even finished. And besides, I never rush into getting these systems because there's bugs to work out of the original source. And usually I wait till the price comes down a little bit. But there's games that are for the PS5 that are exclusively for the PS5, and I'm like, I want to play that so bad. Like, what's that new game? That game Ghostwire, that just came out. I'm like, I want to play that so bad, but I'm never in a rush. Never in a rush to play to get these systems. But I will get my PS5. You best. I said it before. You best believe before that Spider-Man 2 come out. You best believe I'm gonna have a PS5 before that. Believe that. Um, Hold on, I'm missing people's questions or not. Some people are not showing up. Nightwing 82. What is good, my dude? Did you hear about uh Sasha Misha Colin from Supernatural playing Harvey Two Face? Yeah, I heard. Yeah, he's gonna Misha Collin, who played Cassio from Supernatural, is gonna be Harvey Two Face in the Gotham Knights series on CW. And after reading the concept of that show, I'm like, yeah, I'm not even gonna check that out. It's not even about no Nightwing, no Tim Drake, no Jason Todd, no Barbara Gordon, no, ain't none of that. This is about the kids of Batman's villains, and I'm like, the no way, no thank you. And once again, DC has to race change a character again, and I'm like, and I know why they do it, because it's in their clause. They have a clause in any projects they do. Warner Brothers. It's called the inclusion clause. They have to have that stuff. I'm like, that's stupid. That is so stupid. Blueberry Waterfalls. I love your name. That's funny. Yo, happy birthday, 40 birthday. I smiled seeing that video of your friends, coworkers, surprising you. That was pretty sweet, touching thing. All the best. Yeah, that was crazy. I did not expect that. That's why I was like, what? Like, that was my coworkers. They surprised me with that. That was very much. Uh, Thank you. Brio. Chris, do you like your regular job, and do your coworkers look at you as a hero like the pack does? I wouldn't say what my job, what I do there is very important. So yeah, they like me. I do. I appreciate the love I get from them. Um, I do work with more women than males at that job. A lot of them are women, so when I'm around them, and you know, there's one male that works there. His name is Steve, and he's pretty funny. He's really cool. Gives me a little bit more knowledge on Albania and stuff like that, because I have a lot of Albanian friends as well. And there's a lot of and I remember telling a lot of like people I knew who are Albania, like, I love your flag. Your flag is so badass. That flag is so badass. And he tells me, and I remember telling him, like, Albanian sounds, the native tongue, it sounds very Czech, like it's not Russian, but it sounds very like that. And but yeah, but my job is important to them. Yeah, I keep them safe, for nobody to steal stuff. So I'm a guard. It is what it is. I do that, and I appreciate the love I get from them, and it's fun. It's just what it is. I come in, they say hi to me. Never do they not acknowledge me. They treat me like I'm very respected. Treat me like a respected colleague. Never. A lot of them are older, so they kind of look at me as like us. They kind of look at me as like they're like my surrogate mothers. Like, some of them have kids, and I've met their kids, and some of them say like, yeah, he always asks us about you, you know and I'm like, oh, you know so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Mm. Oh, starting to rain now here. But yeah, I I do take a lot of pride of it. Uh, but a lot of them like then, but there are a few that know my hobbies, so they'll come up to me and say like, "Hey, Chris, did you see the new Spider-Man?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I saw it." You know, stuff like that. I appreciate when they do that kind of stuff. Like they kept constantly asking, "Did I see the new Batman?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't see it yet. I'm seeing it next week," and I did, and I finally saw it. I liked it very much, and the music in that. Oh yes, music was great. Loved it. Uh, I prefer rock candy figures over pop figures. Oh, okay. Um, best rival for Sting. I think it's Flair. Yeah, Flair definitely. Flair did help Sting a lot get over. Um, oh man, what the hell? My phone. I'll throw Hogan up in there. Hollywood Hogan. He was definitely um up there as a definitely up there as a as a fuck as a rival. Excuse me. Big Planet. Happy birthday, Chris. Thank you. Steve Miller Band had some real cool cover. Yeah, he did. He did too. Steve, yeah, he did too. Happy 40th, and may you have many more. Thank you. I appreciate the well. Um, William, how disturbing do you feel that some of the so-called Simpsons predictions come true? Yeah, that's scary. That's actually scary. At that, those Simpsons stuff have come true. I'm like, what the hell? Like, are there clairvoyant writers on that? That Jesus Christ, that's scared. That does scare me. I'm not even going to sit there and lie and say that doesn't scare the fuck out of me. That does. Scares the living shit out of me sometimes. Like I do. Caroline, Shang-Chi and Lady Shiva have a thumb war. How long do you think it'll go? A long time. It's gonna go a long time. Uh, I would kill for somebody to do an actual real cool showdown between them, like Shang and Lady Shiva going at it. It'll probably take forever. They're gonna go at it forever and probably end up banging each other because Shiva's gonna be like, I found my equal. Really, like we need to make babies. There you go. Because Shiva comes off like that. If you can beat her in a fight, she's like, okay, yeah, you know. And speaking of Shiva, she's gonna be on the new Birds of Prey. She's going back to the Birds of Prey. The new Birds of Prey is gonna be her, Katana, and two of the newest DC characters that have been coming out of Batman. Uh, so I'm like, okay. Shiva has been on the Birds of Prey before, so it's not the first time. But I love Lady Shiva though. I don't fuck with her. Don't fuck with her. Current favorite WWE both male and female wrestlers right now. Uh, favorite right now. Female wise, it's I won't say Sasha Banks because I do like them, but that's like it's like right now I'm going with Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, who they need to do more with, and Piper Nivens. I love Piper Nivens. I don't call her by that stupid name they call her by, but I love Piper Nivens. I love her to death, and I wrote her gave her I wrote her a post on her Twitter account, and me just saying to her, because everybody's cracks on her weight and stuff, but notice this girl. Yeah, she's a big girl. She's not, but she is very very pretty as well. Like, and y'all know I love a Scots accent. The Scottish accent get me like yeah, oh geez, Scottish accent. But and she wrote a post. I think she was on Fox Sports, and she talked about how she wants to be inspiration to girls and even to her stepdaughters about being comfortable with themselves and stuff like. And I looked at that and I'm like, I wrote Twitter. I said, "Dear Pipe hashtag Piper Davis," I said, "If were I your brother, I would hug you to death and say I'm proud of you right there for what you just said, because that was just unbelievably. She never hurt anybody either. You see the stuff she does for someone her size. What she can do in the ring is unbelievable. And I'm like, yeah, but and I'm sorry. Yeah, she may be the Rock's cousin and all, but Nia Jax, she ain't nowhere compared to Piper Niven. Nia will constantly say that she's never hurt. She's hurt people. You have hurt people, and as cool as you are, you're pretty too. But it's just like, baby girl, you've hurt people. They're you can't deny that. Don't deny that. For me, she won't work for another company. She won't. Nia Jax will not work for another wrestling promotion. She's done. She's gonna go back to just being a model or whatever. But it's just unbelievable. As for males, I'm always gonna be rocking with Finn. Always, always, always be with Finn Balor. Um, uh, AJ Styles, another guy I love. I've been watching AJ Styles since TNA. He got me into TNA. So I'm always repping AJ. I'll also throw in I don't want to call Rex Steiner. I'm not calling him by that Braun Breaker bullshit name. He's good stuff. He's like his uncle. Sounds like his uncle, but he can wrestle. Dude, he's a star. He's gonna be a star. Um, Happy birthday. Thank you, big lad. Uh, as an angler, I love Yes, love River Monsters. Speaking of monsters, look, you got the king of the kaiju's right here. Yeah, the big G. Yeah, River Monsters. I love that show. And the reason why I love that show, he proves that these things exist. This is not fake. Like him showcasing, yeah, these things exist. These paellas, these big fish that can knock you out or eat you, yeah, they exist. He brings them out. I remember he was I think in Thailand, and he brought that big stingray or manta ray, or I think it was a stingray, and it was so big it was pulling the boat. I was like, and he was like, he's almost. I think he dislocated his shoulder. It was so, but yeah, I love the whole concept about what he did when he was in Loch Ness Lake, where he kind of gave a clue to what people may have been seeing, what people may see that make them believe the Loch Ness monster. And I got a Patrick. What the hell, man, Patrick? Again, I appreciate the love. Thank you. Um, but I appreciate it, Patrick. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, man, you didn't have to do this, but I appreciate it. Thank you. What was I at? Oh, he was doing the river and he was talking about what people may, and he saw. So basically, what people may be seeing, he says this is probably what there is a shark that has jet black skin. It's very kind of snake like that lives in that lock. And it's very cold and it comes up from time to time and it looks very serpent like. That's what people may be seeing. Do I believe in cryptics? Yes, I do. I'm crazy like that. I do. I believe in Sasquatch and stuff like that. I'm sorry, but I do. I feel that they exist. no, and with the Loch Ness monster, um, do I believe in it? Yeah, but I don't believe it's a plesiosaur. I do not believe that. I'm not believing that. I will not sit there and say to you, "Oh yeah, there's a dinosaur in a marine dinosaur in that lock." Nah. Yes, that lock is. There are places in that lock that is deeper than it is, but no, I don't. I mean, I did like in the episode of Gargoyles when they did the Loch Ness monster and it was real, and that was really cool. They were calling. I think they were calling Big Daddy and stuff. It was cool. Let's see. Shouts out to Patrick for that. He basically dropped $60. I appreciate that. They didn't have to do all that, but I appreciate that. Shouts out, shouts out, God to that. AJ, happy birthday, Chris. Hey, since you share a birthday with him, what are your top three Undertaker matches? Yeah, I do share a birthday with Undertaker. Um, my top three favorite Undertaker matches, probably both of his matches with Shawn Michaels. Unbelievable. Those will always be. Those are just borderline great matches. And I will go his first match with Kane. When he's basically doing the rope a dope. I actually like that. The match is good, but just the commentating along was good. So definitely all his matches with Shawn. There's two matches that he had back to back with Shawn. And then the last one when Shawn retired. Those are classic. His matches with Batista were good. Um, you know, but his 2007 run was all good. Where he got in that was probably the best shape he was in. Where he slimmed down and he was in great shape during that run. That's probably my best run for Taker. I saw Taker wrestle before in Madison Square Garden. So I know the feeling of the dong. Like I know what that will get you crazy. And that was like 90s. When he was still kind of really being the dead man, the dead man, when he was basically like Jason Voorhees, which I love that he took aspects of that stuff, Jason and Michael Myers, like very slow, methodical. But over time, I know there's a lot of people that don't like Biker Taker, but that was just him being himself. He's an avid bike. He's got like several, you know, motorcycles, Harleys, and he also has a real estate business. He doesn't really need to wrestle anymore. And I'm glad he's officially retired. But he's always said, like, if Vince asks him, he'll probably have a hard time saying no. Mr. Calloway, just one simple word. I know that man means a lot to you, but just one word. No. Just no. That's all. If he says, hey, Taker, want to come back? Need you for another match? No. That's all you got to say. Okay, William. Are you going to have the King of Fighters 15 Boss Road Challenge? It's free. I don't know. I kind of fell off of King of Fighters. And the reason why is because I want other SNK games and King. I know King of Fighters, but I want another Fatal Fury. I want another Samurai Showdown. I want another this like Art of Fighting game. Come on. Big Lad Gambit versus Nightwing. Uh, I really don't like hero fights. I really don't because I'm like, here we go. Like, why are they fighting? I don't like it. Slight edge to to Dick. Ellen Street Fighter 4 ending thought. What was it again? I can't remember. Was that when she came a tree or something? I can't remember. Big Black, hey, do you think in recent years, with the release of SNK fighting games like Samurai Spirit, uh, do you think SNK is back on top and can hang with the games like Street Fighter? Um, they need to do more. You know, yeah, when they brought that Samurai Showdown, that was a shocker. But as like I just said, we need a new Fatal Fury. You know, we need an Art of Fighting. We need other SNK games besides just Art of King of Fighters. You know, and I say that too about Capcom. You know, when it comes to their fighting games, they were talking about they want to get back to being the King of Fighters. Remember back in the 90s, they had fighting games out of the woodwork. You had your Street Fighter, you had your Power Stone, you had your rival schools, you had all the Marvel versus games, you had Star Gladiator, you had Red Planet that never came out here in the States until later on compilations. You had all these other games that Capcom was doing. You had fucking Darkstalkers. Let's get a new Darkstalkers game. How many times have we been saying that? Come on. Like, he's kept, Ono has always said, if Street Fighter does well, we'll do it. Street Fighter has done very well as of late. So let's get back to Darkstalkers. But I think they're okay, but they still need to expand. They need more. Blueberry, do you know when the last Ronin issue number 5 is? I thought it was April 6th. Now I think it's ending April. I wish they would just release it, but it still can't wait. Yeah, I think they pushed it back. It was supposed to come out soon, and then I saw it. Yeah, I think I saw it in April, and then I don't know why they're pushing it back, or I'm looking forward to reading that last issue. The Last Ronin has been a really good series. You know, I called it right from the get go when they first dropped that first issue that the turtle was. I was like, that's Mikey. I never doubted it. I was like, that's Michelangelo, my favorite turtle. I said, it's too easy to be Leonardo, too easy to be Raphael. I was like, the oddball choices would be Donatello or Mikey. And the fact that that's Michelangelo even is more intriguing. Any turtle fan will look at that like, that's Michelangelo? Really? Let's go check it out. It's funny. And I always said that. There were people like, it ain't Michelangelo. And once that first issue dropped and April dropped the name, I was like, knew it. Knew it. And now in the Turtles comic now, they're about to bring in Venus but she's more supernatural based than anything. And I'm like, okay, let's give it a shot. We're getting the original female turtle in Venus. I think it comes out next week. Um, Speaking about Street Fighter 6, I'm still praying for the return of the original 5, the first Street Fighters. I would love to see them re have the originals come back and see what they've been up to since. That would be a big shocker for 6. But I'm not buying this whole thing that Ryu is the villain in this bullshit. Get out of here. No way you changing my man Ryu to some villain. Get out of here. Alien X from Ben 10 versus Lord Beerus. Uh, I'm still going Beerus. He's a god. He's not, think about that. He's a god. He's still a god. And remember, Alien X has to agree. Remember, if they don't agree, that thing ain't doing nothing. I seen your video on Scott Hall. He was in my top 5 favorite of all time. Rest in peace, Scott Hall, true legend. Yeah, man. That hurt me real bad. Hear Scott Hall when he passed. I know he was doing some surgery, and then all of a sudden I had another mess. Like the surgery he was having, he had a couple of strokes during the surgery. I'm like, Jesus, But the truth is, Scott, ran hard. Put his body through a lot, and I don't mean wrestling. I mean substance abuse and drinking, and like I just said, I just talked about that. You know, and that messed up. I mean, I think he had a pacemaker. At a young age. It's just Scott was the same age as my mother. Like would have been 64, like 64, yeah, because they were both, I think 68 or 69. I think Scott was 58, I think. So yeah, by the time he would have been 64. My mother would have been 64 if she was still alive. So yeah, it is real sad. What Marvel characters do you see joining the Outsiders? Uh, I don't know. I mean, the Outsiders are more like well, it would have to be a lot of covert because the Outsiders was kind of a covert team when they first. Yeah, they were led by Batman, but it was still a covert team. They did a lot of black ops missions, so you just choose characters that will work better in the black ops. Like someone like X-23 and people like that. That's how you gotta look at it from. Um, who's your favorite outsider? Black Lightning, Black Lightning, Katana, but I'll say Black Lightning because Black Lightning is just one of my favorite DC characters of all time in general. Katana definitely, I like her. She's great. Which characters do you like to see in Virtua Fighter 6 if it gets made? Well, got to bring my man Jackie because he's my favorite character. Kage, Sarah, Wolf. Oh, Kira definitely is going to be in it, but I like some new characters. I would like a fighter that knows one of my styles, Taekwondo, just legitimately knows like Taekwondo. I would love a legit Muay Thai fighter. I would love that. Um, you got. I would love a a fighter that knows Kali. So it's very close quarters, like a Filipino style martial art, close quarters. That'd be cool. Quentin, what rating should the new Wolverine game be? M or T? I don't really care about the rating too much. If they go M, fine. Nobody's gonna stop them. You know, I don't mind. Uh, but I doubt it'll be that. Man, I wish I kept my original. I miss it. I still have mine. It's up in my closet. Uh, Blueberry, Bel Air TV show is really good. I love it. Did you watch any of it yet? I have not sat down and watched it. I had a cousin that actually said he liked it too. I will watch it eventually. I'm gonna check it out. I think just the nostalgia of me as being a fan of the original, but I watched it behind the scenes and just the the range of motion that the actor who plays Will had to go through just to get the role. This is his first role, and the differences of characters that are playing the new versions from the actor who's playing Uncle Phil to the actor who's playing Jeffrey. The actor who's playing Jeffrey now knows the original actor who played Jeffrey and and the original Jeffrey knew he got the role, so it's kind of cool. Uh, I'm surprised nobody's asking about the Bat. Have y'all seen the Batman? I I'm kind of I would like to talk about it or Scream 5. Um, Any news on the oh, after the news of MCU Nova, I was I was wondering wonderful it is too late or is it too soon to use Richard Rider, especially if they not going to do include the annihilation with him. Well, you got to remember it's still in development. You don't know where they're going to go with it. I mean, you could still do it. You could still do it because at first, if they're going with Richard, which I assume they are, he still has to get the power. And yes, we have seen the Nova Force the in the MCU, but I think they either Thanos destroyed Xandar, the planet where the Nova Corp was, but then of course I think it was brought back or so. I don't know, but yeah, they would have to bring it back just better. That was my problem. I was like, I don't like this Nova Force. This is not the. This is just these just look like Judge Dredd. I want the human rocket. Let's bring that up. But you can do it. That's the same thing I'm saying about Kamala Khan. Like everybody's complaining about she does not have her original power set. She is either wearing the quantum bands or the negative nega bands that the original Marvel wore. She could still get her original powers later on down the line. First of all, you need the Inhumans. You need to do Terragenesis and all that stuff. She could still get that. I have my theories again on why they went the route they're going with her. But you got all these people saying that's oh my god, that's not Kamala Khan. What the fuck are you talking about? It is Kamala. It's still Kamala. I watched that trailer and I'm like, I still see Kamala. The only thing different is her powers. She's still the same Kamala that G. Willow Wilson created. Daydreaming about avid geek, fan fiction, loves Captain Marvel, all that stuff. That is still Kamala. Her powers do not are not the ramification of her character. Yes, look at Moon Knight. You're looking at him. His he looks completely different. Like the way his suit on this Spawn, but it's cool. That's the definition. I think people they get so freaking mixed up into the definition of the character. The superpower does not define the character to the degree. No, it does not. Because at the same time, you want to talk about powers. Look, let's go back to Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. He didn't have web shooters. He was using organic webbing. It wasn't, and to me, I found that kind of weird at first. I'm like, okay, organic webbing. Well, that doesn't make sense. Like, okay, so how is that? No, it looked like he was just squeezing his fist, his palm, and it would come out. I love when they brought that up in the movie, like when they were just like, wait, so how does that work? Like, and they never really go into detail about it until they finally adapted it into the comic and they explained it better of why Peter now has organic webbing. And they explained it so well that I was like, okay, I don't mind it. But over time, give him back his web shooters. I liked the aspect of him creating webbing and all that stuff. But yeah, same thing with the Kamala Khan stuff in Moon Knight. It does not define their characters. Once again, two of my theories are simple. Number one, as of right now, Kevin Feige and them do not want any character to have elastic and bigum enlargement powers before the OG Reed Richards. That's one. Two, she's not only she got her series coming out this summer, she's also going to be in the Marvels. So they probably want her on some kind of equivalent equal status of the other two powerhouses from Carol and Monica. how think, and they're looking at it also from the standard of the not comic book readers like myself, but more from the average moviegoers, the average, the general audience. Could you imagine you're just a general and you watch the Marvels, or you just and you hear, or just you watch that Kamala Khan, and she had her regular powers. General audience member. Next thing you know, you're watching that. You don't think half of the general audience probably will be like, wait, she's gonna be in the Marvel. So you got Captain Marvel was a powerhouse. You got the light spectrum queen of Monica Rambeau, and you got this teenage girl who just got stretching powers. How does that look? Think about it. But when you look at it now, you're like Captain Marvel, and the girl with the negative bands, nega bands, or quantum bands. Yeah, that works. They still have time to do her original power sets. I can see it going down like this after maybe the Marvels, where the creators of the Nega Band says, oh, "Thank you for your service, but you're too young. We're taking those away from you now." And in the process, maybe somewhere down the line, she's home. A certain mist comes. Maybe she's asleep and she wakes up and she's in a cocoon. She comes out and she starts, what the, my hands, or I can stretch. I can get big. I'm like Ant-Man. You know, you see, works. Just keep an open mind. That's all I keep saying to people. They're adaptations. They're not direct copy and paste. Once again, if these stories were direct copy and paste of these characters, to me, and probably any other comic reader out there, we're gonna be like, I saw this already. I saw this. It's cool to see it live, move in motion, but I know what happens. I know what happens. So it's the same thing. Like, that's why they changed Shang-Chi a little bit. Like, they were never gonna bring in his father being Fu Manchu, or change it. They never was gonna do that. Having him be the real Mandarin, it was like, okay, as long as the only thing I will say, when they do this stuff in the MCU, keep it to the MCU. Don't push it in the comics. But we see that they do that, though. They start doing that, and I don't like that. I don't like that. To me, like, for example, the Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxy in the comics are too much like the MCU version. Star-Lord and all that, I don't like that. I want the old Star-Lord that, Andy Lannon and Dan Abnett was writing when he was the badass. That's the one I want. Don't give me jokey Star-Lord, which I don't like. And especially we don't have most of the cosmic characters. Yeah, we don't. The cosmic Marvel still is fresh. It's new. It's still rich with characters that we need to see. And I hope if Marvel doesn't keep James Gunn around, Gunn passes it on. They pass, or the cosmic universe goes to somebody who would knock the cosmic Marvel universe out, because we still need Silver Surfer, the Hair Galactus. There's so many Galactus, Terrax, uh, Moondragon, all the other Guardians characters. We need them all, man. Come on. How many more Simpson episodes are there going to be? Seriously, 90s Simpsons was the best in my opinion. After 2002, I wasn't watching. Until Fox realizes, until the numbers go down, and Fox will keep putting it out. Do you think Keanu Reeves is a good actor for Jackie Estacado for The Darkness. Um, well, cool, but if we're gonna go real, then I want a real Latino playing. Estacado's a Spanish name, so I have a, you know. Do I want to see Keanu? I like Keanu. He's a good actor. Would I want to see him in an MCU movie? Yeah, I think he could play. I think he could play a Ghost Rider. I would not mind him being Ghost Rider at all. Maybe him being either Johnny Blaze and Norman Reedus being Jan Kench, or the other way around. It could work. But yeah, uh, Naya was a botch machine. She was, yes, she was. She don't want to admit it, but she got a lot of people hurt. What's your honest opinion on Shiva's portrayal in Young Justice? 50-50. Yokozuna nearly hurt everybody. Bonza. Yoko was safe. No, he wasn't. Yoko was safe. There was only one guy that he legitimately, like, he landed on, and you like, oh. But Yoko was safe. Compared to Nia Jax, he was safe. He was completely safe. He was Yoko, as big as he was, that man was safe. He was very safe. Yeah, he never hurt anybody. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I read it wrong. Sorry, Travis. He never hurt anybody. There was only one guy he legitimately landed on, and I was like, oh. But outside of that, he never hurt anybody. Now that Daredevil show continues, do you want to see a rematch with Bullseye? Yes, I would love to see that. That'd be great. I want to see the actor who played Bullseye. If they recast him, if they keep him, I want to see him in the Bullseye costume. The real Bullseye costume, not what Colin Farrell looked like. No, I want the Bullseye costume. Uh, 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 because I like the fight that they showed in the show. Like, see how he was. Like, he had to keep when he was Matt had to get close once, but he was at a distance. Yeah, it was different, but I loved it. It was great. Toho and Hamber Studios were going to do a joint project about the Loch Ness Monster. Are you serious? Well, that'd have been cool. Since you like guitarists, Chris, I share a birthday with Aussie guitarist Tommy Emmanuel. Do you know his stuff? No, that's not from ACDC. No, that's not him, right? Correct me on that. I don't think I know him, but I do like guitarists. I do. Jimi Hendrix is one of my favorite guitarists. Carlos Santana, people like that. Jimmy could play with his left hand. Like, that's crazy. That's hard because if you're not a lefty, I'm a righty, so I would play like this. Jimmy could play like that. That's Blue Bay. They just announced that the next Scream 6. I still haven't watched 5, but I will soon. That's one of my favorite franchises. Yeah, they announced a 6 movie. Um, you know, People enjoyed the 5th one. The 5th one was good. It wasn't bad. You know, it wasn't bad. There's just some tropes about Scream that I don't like, and it's just the whole concept of whenever I don't get, and me and my brother were talking about this, like when the killer is in the ghost face mask and everything, this person is just has the mastery of stealth and is super strong for some strange reason. But once they take it off, they're not the same. It's like, then what is it with that? Like, I don't understand that, because in this one, seeing who the killers were, I won't spoil it for anybody. I was just like, that person had trouble with this person. That's where I'm like, huh? Get out of here. Well, Undertaker, that's cool. Mine will always be my favorite and least in his debut. Facing off against Hulk Hogan, he really kicked butt. Oh, you talking about when he fought Hogan and I didn't mind that as that was at Survivor Series. That's when he beat Hogan for the belt. My only problem with that is Hogan no selling the tombstone. I was get out of here, man. Don't fuck with me. I share a birthday with Vince Lombardi. Oh, cool. Clint Eastwood. I also share a birthday with. That's nice. You ever hear? It's funny you mentioned Clint Eastwood. My man Tom Hanks. Love Tom Hanks. He was on the Graham Norton show. That's probably one of the best celebrity talk shows that to watch because the celebrities on there, they're just themselves. They can relax. Graham is just so cool as a host. And I remember he was on there, and it was him, uh, it was Tom Hanks, Gordon Levitt, and who's the actress? Oh man, she's hella sexy too. Uh, she played in she was in the remake of Clash of the Titans and one of my favorite Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter. I'm forgetting her name right now. She was on there with Tom, and Tom Hanks talked about how Clint Eastwood directs. And Clint, and you can find it on YouTube. Just type in Tom Hanks talks about Clint Eastwood, and Tom Hanks basically said he treats his actors like horses. Like when Clint Eastwood doesn't say, he said Clint Eastwood never says like, okay, this is a we're rolling, action. When he directs, no, he said, and I swear to you, this is Tom Hanks's word. He said, Tom, you just hear somebody over the back, and Clint Eastwood says, all right, go ahead. I'm not even joking. That's what Tom Hanks said. And he doesn't say cut. He says, this is what Tom Hanks again said. He doesn't say cut. He says, that's enough of that. I'm not even joking. Like, and I watched that, and even Joseph Lord-Again was like, he says that. That's what he doesn't say cut. Yeah. He says, that's enough of that. He never says cut. And I'm like, that's hilarious. That's funny. Like, that's funny. Like he's a different director. That's funny. I find that so funny. Are you going to be watching Ring of Honor pay-per-view April 1st, the first one, Tony? I'm gonna try to check it out as much if I can. I'm gonna try to check it out, see what they do with it. Even though, Tony Khan now owns Ring of Honor, that's cool, to keep it going for what it is. But still, still with all the people that Tony Khan has signed and still more people coming, it's like, well, I guess this is what it's for. But still, it's like there are people that he has signed as of late, and I cannot justify having them on AEW Dark, which I don't watch. I don't watch it. I'm not watching that. Like for example, like one of my favorite AEW is Abaddon. I love that character. I love her. The fact that she plays this zombie dead girl so well. She's been doing that on the indies and everything. Like she gets up and crack her head, and she gets into that character, and I can understand putting her on. She's more of an attraction that works. But when you got somebody like Jay Lethal, he should not be relegated to AEW. The fact that Jay Lethal was on this week's Dynamite, I was happy. But where's Ruby Soho? Where's I can't look. Where's Mercedes Martinez? Like he signs these people, and it's like they start, and they're out of there. You don't know what they do. It's like, stop. That's why I don't agree with people saying, oh, Tony Khan is Booker of the Year. No, he's not. No, he is not. He is not the Booker of the Year. There are some things he has done as of late. Terrible, terrible booking. To me, for example, the TBS title, which is a stupid name, that the secondary title for the women, Jade Cargill is a star. Yes, she's going to be a star. But it would have made more sense putting that belt on Ruby Soho. Why would you put it on Jade, who's still learning? You should have put that on a veteran like Ruby and build up. Jade still learning. There's been a couple of mistakes that, you know. So don't sit there and say he's the best, he's the promoter of the year. No, he's not. And if any AEW loyalists come at me, go on with you. Get out of here. Like Solomon said, go on, get out of here. Yo, don't talk bad about AEW. I could talk bad about AEW if I want. Don't sit there and think it's don't make mistakes. Don't get out of here. Get out of here. Grow up. Can we get another Battle Toshiden? I like that too. The only comic series I'm religiously collecting so far is the Batgirls. Yeah, I have Batgirls. Geese Howard has won best thing. Yes, I like Geese Howard. Just out of curiosity, how long exactly does it take for a comic to come out and trade? Usually trades, if it's an ongoing series, they usually do 5 issues each trade, or basically the story arc. If it's a mini series, it'd be quicker. If it's like a mini series, for example, this, The Death of Doctor Strange. This was a mini series. This was a 5-part mini series that ran, and I said I was going to get it in trade. So yeah, I was waiting for it, and I finally got it. I have not even read. Where is it? Shoot. Where is it? Crap. No, oh my God, where is it? I can't believe it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I haven't even read Strange yet, because this comes before this, where Doctor Strange's wife, Clea, is now the Sorcerer Supreme because Doctor Strange is dead. I haven't read that. But I have read this, and I will be putting up the review of the first Punisher comic that Jason Aaron's wrote. This is explaining why his symbol has changed and why he is working with the hand. I'll explain that. And I will give you my thoughts on the first issue of Captain Carter. I'm about to put up the review for She-Hulk #2. That's going to go up. Also, the next issue of Silver Surfer Rebirth. And I just put up the first. I put up the review of my review of Dark Age, Tom Taylor's last story for Marvel. I think Tom Taylor now is exclusively to DC, and this kind of gets thrown under the bus because of, well, not thrown under the bus, but thrown under, it's being overlooked because of because of this series, Dark Reign, Devil's Reign, excuse me. This gets overlooked because of this. The last issue, number 6, drops next week. I think because of this, people are talking more about this series than this. And both series, this is happening in the current 616. This seems to be happening in an alternate reality, but Dark Age is actually a really good story of what would happen if everything changed and you got characters are dying in this. It's narrated by an older Spider-Man, as you can see him right there. That little girl, right? The Wolverine in this is X-23, and look at Miles. Miles is a villain in there. He wasn't he has the Carnage and Venom symbiote. The main villain in here is Apocalypse. Go watch my review. It's really good. You know, like here's another cover that was really cool. Like, look, it's Ant-Man riding Fing Fang Foom, and he's not the villain in this. It's actually cool. The story is really good, but it's getting overlooked, I think, by uh Devil's Reign. Devil's Reign has been great. Chip Zdarsky knows how to write, and Kingpin is losing it. He's losing it, and you can tell whatever comes next is his fault. He's losing it. He wants so badly to want to hurt Daredevil, and he finally remembers who Daredevil really is, but yeah, he just killed somebody, and people witnessed it. He's fucked. He's fucked. But yeah, it'll come. Yeah, they come. Usually, it takes about, depending on the month and the year, or just or not the month, but in terms of how many issues they're gonna. Usually, like I said, excuse me. Usually, it's 5 issues each trade, or if it's or sometimes they'll do deluxe editions. You can probably see up there, right here, right there. That series right there by James Tilley the Fourth. There's Something Killing the Children. That's the deluxe issue. That's got 12 issues of the series, because right now the series is, I think, in issue 17 or so. So, but I'll wait to probably come the next deluxe issue come out, or the omnibus or something like that. I'm starting to kind of stop. Like, okay, what do I want in single issues, and what do I want I can wait for it to come out in trade? A lot of my stuff, especially my DC books, I now start getting in trade now. I don't get in single issues no more. There's only a few DC books I will read in single issues: Nightwing, Wonder Woman, the Robins. Yeah, the Robins, because it's a 6-part miniseries. Just recently picked up Mark Waid returning back to DC with World's Finest, Batman and Superman. World's Finest. I love this Fabok cover. I was like, yeah, I'm getting this. Waid knows how to write. Mark Waid is one of my favorite writers. And like I said, anything Wonder Woman, like the Trials of the Amazons, something bad happens in this, I'm not gonna ruin it. I will review that. So yeah, I do. There are certain books I do, but a lot of stuff, like a lot of Batman books, I don't. I'm just getting in trade now. I'm not gonna, because Batman, like, his books are just high for no reason. I'm like, really, like, what? Mooching off Batman. What I always say, just come on. All right, what time is it? We good. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Where we at? We're not even at 2 hours yet. Fuck. Keep it going. All right. Still, yes, it's still my birthday, so you can keep saying happy birthday. It's my birthday too. Congratulations to Chicago Leg 20. First of all, are you really from Chi-Town? Because I'm from New York and you from Chi-Town. That'd be cool. Uh, I have never been to Chicago. Do I want to go to Chicago? Yes, I do. I have a friend. I have friends out in Chicago that I want to go visit. But outside of just visiting them, there's a convention out there I want to go to. Uh, the C, yeah, the CF. Well, it's the Chicago convention. I definitely want to go out there, but yeah, I want to have original, real Chicago deep dish pizza. I've always wanted to try that. Mm, just, just check out the Windy City in general, home of my favorite basketball team. Uh, let's see. Oh, I've seen the Batman. Loved it. Yeah, Batman was great. I will be putting that review up soon. I'll probably have it up soon. Uh, oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Came out of the woodwork. What the freak? Okay. One, two. I can see Daniel Radcliffe as Doc Ock, but have superior take on him. Daniel Radcliffe as Doc Ock. That would throw people for a loop. Oh my God, Harry Potter's the Doc Ock. What? You know, I don't. I mean, I guess I don't, but I don't think he's interested in doing superhero movies. I really don't think he's interested in it. You know, I wouldn't mind, but I don't think he's interested. Or Thunderbolts. Caroline. I've been loving Kamala's character since Marvel Rising. The Yeah, I mean the games are fine, the shows is fine, but the source is where you truly appreciate the character more. The comic, I'd recommend anybody to read those initial first comics that the character read. Now, the other thing I want to address about that, there are a lot of people that are going on like, "Oh, she's not the first Muslim superhero." No, you're right. She isn't. There's a Muslim hero before her, and that character is Dust from X-Men, the character that can turn into sand. Yeah, she's the first. Yes. However, this is where people don't understand it. Marvel is not saying she's the first in that general meaning. They're saying she's the first, but she's the first to have her own series. Like Black Panther, he may be the first black superhero for Marvel, but he's not the first black superhero to have his own ongoing series. That title belongs to Luke Cage. Doesn't belong to Black Panther. Panther was introduced in 1966 in the pages of Fantastic Four. When Luke Cage came into the Marvel universe, he was in his own book. And I think that's where people need to understand where they're coming from with that. They're not saying Kamala's the first and things like that in terms of that, but she is the first Muslim character to have her own ongoing series. Dust doesn't have that. She's a part of the X-Men. And unfortunately, when you're with the X-Men, it's different. Not a lot of X-Men have their own series. And in some cases, they're not going to. They're part more of a team. So Rhea is that character. That's Dust's real name. And then the other question is like, yeah, I've seen people. Yeah, it would be more traditional if we see a Muslim who's covered all the veil, all the traditional. First and foremost, once again, know your geography, know the terms of the culture, but know that Dusk is from Afghanistan. Kamala is Pakistani American. She grew up in the States, but her other way around. she still balances. The story of Kamala has always been about balance, 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 balance. She's trying to balance staying faithful to her religion, but also trying to live that American dream as just a regular American teenager. Hence why she's got the best friends and the bully and everything like that. It's always been about that. So I hear people say, "Oh, she's not traditionally, she's not even dressed in, got her face covered." I'm like, then you don't know the religion. Shut up about it. Then if you don't know it, shut up or read into it, because if you know that, not everybody who is even a female who are to practice, who is Muslim, is in the veil. There are different countries that are have more belief in Muslim. They don't have the traditional veil. They don't have to wear that. What's wrong with you? It's like you where's your sense of, you stupid? Like you don't read, like, or you don't, you just, you got hit with a dumb dart or something. Like, what's wrong with you? It's like it's like people thinking, what was the other one I heard? Everybody who wears a turban is from Afghanistan. So it's like, motherfuckers, what are you talking about? You stupid? Like, no, you don't know the difference between who is and a Sikh from India. It's like, you stupid. It's dumb. It's just drives me crazy. It's like, your knowledge is stupid. You don't get it. It's like, again, it's like, it's like the stereotype, people thinking that's how, like, all Irish are like just drunks, and they're just not. Stop stereotyping a culture or a nation, because for you know I hate to use it now, but right now there's, like, all Russians are cold hearted, and think that's not remotely true. Where are you getting that from? I'll tell you where you're getting it from. TV, movies, and stuff. You see them. It's like when I did that video about, I did that reaction about what do Aussie Australians think of Americans, and they were going on and saying they're fat and everything like that. And I'm like, I'm listening to this, and I'm looking at myself. I'm like, I ain't fat. Like, and that's like, you're getting your knowledge from just pop culture. You know, we're not. Yes, we do have a lot of restaurant, like fast food restaurants, but we're not going there every day. That's ridiculous. It's just use common sense, man. And that even goes for, like, fictional characters too. Moon Knight versus Snake Eyes, who wins? Depending on which version of Moon Knight we're talking about. You mean like Fox gets with crazy films? Yeah, yeah. What do you mean by 50-50? 50-50, half and half. That's what I mean. Yeah, the Nessie film from Toro would have been made in the mid and late 70s. Oh, okay. No, not from the ACD. You were thinking about. Yeah, thank you. Tell me the Common played and Fire Picks with Chet Atkins, and oh, cool. Okay. Travis, Chris, you share birthday. I share a birthday with Harry Houdini. Really? Oh, cool. Houdini, huh? Okay. Oh, I watch that sometimes. I don't mind me a bit. Graham Norton. Yeah, Graham Norton's cool. He's cool. I like him. Do you think, this is from Blueberry? Do you think they're ever going to make a Rush Hour 4? Chris Tucker. I love the franchise. I know they say it was in the works forever now. Also, the TV show was yeah, that TV show was the worst idea of all ideas, to try and adapt Rush Hour to TV. That was terrible. And I don't blame the actors. I blame the producers and everybody that okayed that, because you cannot replace Jackie Chan. You cannot replace Chris Tucker. Now, if they do the fourth one, hey Google, how old is Jackie Chan?
Jackie Chan is 67 years old.
Jackie Chan is 67. And Chris Tucker is 50. Now, don't get me wrong, Jackie is still doing stunts now at his age, like ridiculous. Okay. He's a little slower, yes, but would I want a Rush Hour 4 with them now older? I wouldn't mind it, because that was the main theme of Lethal Weapon 4. Riggs finally admitted, I'm getting too old for this shit. Finally. I love that scene. Me and my brother, Malcolm, and I were just talking about that scene. Like, that scene where we're getting to, where Riggs and him are talking. It came after, Riggs was having that sparring boxing match with that younger cop who was legitimately just buff. And then, he was just like, and after that, Riggs faked the injury, like, shoulder injury, which, he does have that weird shoulder problem. He can pop his shoulder out, but he's just like, neat, real shoulder. And he's like, you lucky kid. I almost had you. He's like, and the kid was like, yeah, anytime you want. Like, and, when they went back in the locker room, yeah, you saw them talking, and he's like, I faked it, Raj. Gomez had me beat. I had nothing left. And Roger's just like, I told you that kid was good. And he's like, no, he's good, but it's not just him. It's me. It's just like, I remember the line from where he's basically like, it's just like when we were chasing that guy on the roof. I just thought I was out of shape. It's just, I thought I was out, but then I realized, and Roger just says, you're getting too old for this. And the look on Riggs's face explained it all. I mean, he just like, is like, I don't want to hear that, but it's like, that hurt to say, and I love that, where Roger's like, how about that? Finally. And he says, how do you deal with it? He's like, I accept it. You can't beat the clock, Riggs. Accept it like I do. That was one of the my favorite scenes in Lethal Weapon 4, because it explained it all. Now, I don't agree, like, Rush Hour, if they would do that in Rush Hour 4, if they would do it. Yes, these movies they start it and then they skip it, and there's still people who are still waiting out for Chris Tucker to do Friday, the last Friday. It's like they want him to come back, but I've heard Chris Tucker say, like, he don't want to play Smokey anymore. But you can still play Smokey, you just don't have to smoke weed. Like, he reformed. He really reformed now. He's not a smoker anymore. That's the key. But now, don't do it now, because Tiny Lister Jr. passed away. Rest in peace. Who played Debo. The actor who played Ezel passed away. So don't do it now. To me, the first Friday will always be the best out of the trilogy. In terms of Rush Hour, my favorite out of the trilogy, I think, is 2. 2 is probably my favorite. I like 3. I like 3 a lot, especially the scene in the hospital when they're interrogating the guy, the triad, but he's speaking French, and they get the nun cracking. That scene cracks me up. So yeah, I, for one, if they're not gonna do it, don't do it. But yeah, that show was terrible, was god awful. Now, the Lethal Weapon series TV show was not bad. I actually enjoyed that, but the actor who played Riggs, and see what made the Lethal Weapon series, TV series, I think better was they went in a different route with Riggs and Murtaugh in that, you know. So you still have the lore, but you're doing your own with it, your own twists and turns with it, not the other way around. So it works. But what we saw with Rig, with that CBS TV, I knew that wasn't gonna last. I was like, yeah, that ain't going nowhere. So yeah, I agree with you, Blueberry. That was garbage. Excuse me. I gotta watch that one, Clint Eastwood. That I'm dead. I'm not even joking about that. What's your favorite Clint Eastwood movie, Chris? Uh, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I love that movie. Fistful of Dollars. I love. Um, but if you want to go like his older, his when he's kind of older, and I would never say grizzled. Like I would never say like decrepit. I love Blood Work. His where he had the heart transplant. Where he was the former FBI agent with the heart transplant. He had a different heart. I love that series. Gran Torino is good. Never call. Clint is still Clint, no matter what. That's him, just bar none. Everybody says like, yeah, Scott needs a role that will have him stand out from his father's huge shadow. And yes, it is true. Like and I've always said it, give him Wolverine. If he can nail Wolverine, that will put him. He would cut through his dad's shadow in some way because oh wow, Clint, that's Scott. We would say, yeah, that's Scott Eastwood playing Wolverine now, but yeah, and he's Clint Eastwood's son, but he's playing Wolverine. We're not just gonna say, oh look, that's Scott East, that's Clint Eastwood's son. Nah. Okay. Let's see. All right, we hit the 2 hour mark. That's good. Let's keep it going. I wish they would push Black Machismo. I want to see him with the team. Yeah, I just talked about it. It's just weird. Stay strong, Chris. Thank you, Carlos. Sorry. Get the woke out of the comics and back to some storytelling. Storytelling's there. It is not just woke. I don't know what you're reading. They're still there. The storytelling's still there. That's enough. I'm getting so sick and tired of hearing people say, "Oh, the comics are woke." Comics have been woke since the 1940s. What are you talking about? The moment you saw Steve Rogers punching Hitler, that's wokeness. What are you talking about? Stop saying that. I get so tired of hearing people say that. They're woke. Now comics are woke, too woke. No, they're not. They've been woke since the beginning. Oh, they're too political. They've been political since the 40s. What are you talking about? Stop saying that. Just you don't like it, that's fine. But don't sit there and say that they're woke or the storytelling's not there. There are writers today that are still killing it. I can name 5 on the top of my head right now. Tom Taylor, Jason Aaron's, Gail Simone, uh, uh, Donnie Cates, James Tillian the Fourth. They're killing it. Don't stop saying that. Stop saying the wokeness because it's not. It's not woke. Just because something is a little more grounded, it's not woke. Marvel has been doing that since day one. They've always grounded their characters to be more realistic than DC. Period. My pet monster. Yeah, Monster is in the back. He's cool. He's rocking with me. Let's see. Daredevil, what the hell is going on, man? That ending, no spoiler, but I can't wait to see that. Yeah, that, uh, yeah, Kingpin's in some serious shit now. He's losing it. Wilson, this is the most desperate Kingpin I've ever, the most desperate I've seen Wilson Fisk ever. He is losing it. He's losing it. My problem has always been like, how did he become mayor of New York City? I'm like, and people, and that's why I loved when Luke Cage cut that beautiful speech. Like, how are you guys with all this? You know, Luke, he literally said, Wilson Fisk is a piece of shit. He's he's a criminal. Like, and you guys are cool with this criminal leading the city. He said, you need somebody who loves the city, knows the city. He talks about, yes, there are heroes. There are the heroes, and there's some that wear masks, but I never wore a mask. You guys knew who I was from the start. You see me every day walking the streets. That's why he decided to run for mayor. Well, he didn't decide, but run for mayor. Luke Cage. If Luke Cage gets to be mayor of New York City, Marvel's New York City, I'm gonna go perfect. What another evolution in the character of Luke Cage. I have a feeling Drax will get killed off in Guardians 3, and we maybe get a glimpse of the end credit of Galactus. I think so. They said like the some of them read the script and it's very sad. If Drax dies, it's meant to be. What's really keeping this version of that character going? Because my issue with Endgame, I have issues with Endgame. One of them is Drax didn't really get any revenge on Thanos. He didn't. What did he say in the end of the first Guardians? It's Thanos who I need to go after. Now, they have nerfed that character big time. Because Drax was meant, the reason why he's called the Destroyer, he was meant to kill Thanos. That version of him that he's playing now, but instead of making him a human that was given that body, because Drax was originally a human. That's why he is the father of Moondragon, Heather Douglas. And Thanos is his father, took his soul and put it into the body that you see now, the Kratos looking body. But they still nerfed him. They nerfed him. One of the big things I have with the MCU is the nerf, the complete dwarfing powers of certain characters. Thor, Hulk, Drax, even Gamora, hell, even I'll throw Mantis in there. My God, Mantis is completely somewhat useless in the MCU. That is not the Mantis I was reading. The Mantis I read is basically the Bruce Lee of the cosmic universe. This woman is like Bruce Lee and is like taking Bruce Lee and the Jedi, meshing it together. That's what you get. What we see here, we only get a glimpse of what she can do and the whole empathic ability. That's it. Mantis is a complete badass. If they made her be the Mantis that we see in the people would be blowing their fucking mind if they like, dude, damn, she's badass. Nope. That is sometimes my biggest issue. Even Thor, like I said, my issue with Thor and in general with the Asgardians is that they base them too much on being aliens. These are gods. They are not aliens. They are gods. This is legitly the god of thunder from Norse mythology, just in a superhero universe. And one of the other things I have is that he relies too much on the hammer. Thor can fight his ass off without. This is a guy. Let me tell you, I am somebody who's read Thor since I was fucking 10 years old. This dude can go blow for blow without that hammer. No problem. He's the strongest Asgardian outside of Odin. He's the strongest, most skilled. Period. Look at what they did to Warriors 3. Oh my God, they made them into jokes. They're not. Look at Sif. Sif was not even close to what she should be. They didn't even make Sif and Heimdall brother and sister. Where's Balder? Where's like all this stuff? So when the only time that I truly said I see glimpses of the Thor that I love was in Infinity War when Thor came back in Wakanda with that was like, okay, now I'm seeing Thor. But afterwards, but now with Thor, I still want to see Love and Thunder because I want to see Gorg, the God Slayer. I want to see that. I want to see Natalie Portman, Jane as her version of Thor because Natalie, did you see those freaking pictures of her? That woman got in the fucking jacked up shape. I'm like, whoa, her arms, her shoulders, her back. I was like, who? She was hitting the creatine. She bulked up so much. It was like, holy shit. That's what I love to see when these actors and actresses dedicate and get into the shape. I have never hated Natalie Portman. Never. I don't know where she gets this hate from. I think it's more because of the Star Wars stuff. That was a long time ago. Okay? You cannot blame her for what she did in that. She was only doing what was during the scripts. Period. But when she is a talented actress who can act her ass off. And I am so looking forward to seeing her return as Jane Foster now than ever. Because it's interesting to see that I want to know how she gets Mjolnir after it was destroyed. How? What changed? Did they put it back together? I'd love to see that, but still, I love seeing when these actors and actresses get into the shape for these action roles or these superhero roles. It does my heart good because they're taking it seriously. They understand the craft, they understand the lore, they respect the lore, and they respect the people, the men and women who dedicated their lives to creating these characters. That's why I cannot stand when I see these old guard motherfuckers razz on these, oh, they're not real movies, all this other. What the fuck do you think they are? What the fuck do you think they are? Huh? Oh, my movie didn't. You got what's his name who directed Independence Day? His last movie with the whole moon stuff. Oh, reason why my movie didn't do because of these superheroes. No, reason why your movie didn't do well because nobody cares. Number two, you got a freaking hard on for these movies about destroying the earth. Like, we've seen that, been there, done that. It's like, what more can you tell? And yeah, now somebody could say, oh, but that's kind of the same thing, Chris, with the superhero movie. Wrong. Big time wrong. Because at the end of the day, not every character is the same. You sit there and tell me that Ghost Rider is just like Superman, or Green Arrow is like Aquaman? No, it's not. No, it ain't. Black Adam is not this. Okay, with the Black Adams movie, yeah, it does question for me, like, are they really teasing him as a hero? Because if you're teasing him as a hero, you are missing what that who that character is. He is no more a hero than Lex Luthor is. He is a villain. There's a reason why the wizard Shazam took his powers from him. When he realized what Tef Adam was, he's like, yeah, I need a replacement. Here comes Billy Batson. Pure heart, understanding the difference between morality, and everything like that. Now, it makes me wonder where they're going to go with that. Because now, I'm not going to say that Black Adam has not been a part of superhero teams. He has. He has. He has. Right now, Black Adam is actually on the Justice League. Let that sink in for a minute. Brian Michael Bendis is writing Justice League right now, and he has Black Adam on that team. Now, coming up soon, 7 of the core Justice League people, including Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, I think a couple people are going to die. We'll see how long that lasts, especially because Batman. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, let's end this. Okay, will they put Jenica in a video game series? Maybe, if they do. Baki or Kingpin, who wins? Are you kidding me? Baki would kill. He would murder Wilson Fisk. Yeah, that is nowhere near. Keep those comics fresh. Batman, Terry McGinnis or Bruce Wayne. I like them both. Uh, Terry was good because he had no real training, which I appreciated. I appreciated that. Deshaun Jenkins, happy birthday. Thank you. We're still no, it's well, my birthday's over now, but thank you. We're gonna end this now. Have you ever been to DC metro area? I've only gone to DC. I've never really planted my feet and like walked around and everything like that. I still plan to just take a Greyhound down to the DC area and just chill. There's a lot of places, famous eateries I want to go to, and there's a convention there too, Awesome Con. But I don't think I'm gonna go this year. But yeah, I definitely. Well, Mazda, Chris, do you get any cool, get anything cool and nerdy? Uh, Not really. I bought some stuff for myself. I bought I bought this shirt. It says I make 40 look so good. Damn good. I made 40 look damn good. So yeah. I bought that for myself. I bought some not some nerdy stuff because I can get that I can get that on any time, but your boy sometimes want to get new clothes. I usually bought some new stuff for myself. So no. uh 40. Welcome to the middle ages. Yeah, I don't feel it, so it's all good. Luke Evans as Silver Surfer. Luke Evans, there's several characters I could see Luke Evans playing. One of them would have definitely could have said, I still want Luke Evans to play Marvel's Dracula. Remember Dracula Untold? That last Dracula movie that he did? I swear I thought that was a Marvel movie. I thought that was they were doing Dracula's origin in the MCU. I was like, and then because that would have been a perfect origin for Dracula in the MCU. Just looking up Dust, she's kind of like Sandman. I wonder what I wonder what happened if they fought. Yeah, yeah. Dusk is she's kind of like Sandman. She has similar powers. The Welsh hero Red Dragon should appear is something in the movie, maybe part Welsh, and I'll take it. Uh, Eat healthy and balanced. True. Speaking of Sandman, I never liked him as a villain. I think he's all right as a anti-hero, basically the opposite of how I feel about Venom. Do you like Sandman and Venom as villains or anti-heroes? Um, Sandman has worked. Sandman was an Avenger at one point, so he's one of the Spider-Man rogues that I look at him like he can go both ways, and I don't mean that sexual. I mean that as there are things about him that make him be villainous, and there's some that make him because he used to run with Silver Sable. Um, same thing with Venom. Venom. The only reason why he was a villain for a while was because it was the symbiote that and Eddie Brock's hatred for Spider-Man that you know. But then after a while, they made a truce. Like, okay, you stay out of our way, we'll stay out of your way, and then later on, yeah, symbiote would change different hosts, so it would change. Venom is I don't mind. Venom works both ways too. Just saying. I still shake my head at that video, Chris. That was as cringy what some of those fellow Aussies were saying. Yeah, guys, guitar is an Aussie, and I did that video actually for my Australian viewers because I do have a lot of Australian viewers, and I wanted to get my Australians that is that what you think of us? Like, I don't think any kind of way. I mean, there's other videos like that. He does a lot of videos. What do Irish think of Americans and stuff like that. And it is what it is. But it got a little cringy at times. I was like, but some of them are really open hearted. And there was like one woman on there that was very open hearted. Like she was just like, oh, this. There was another couple that actually been to America, and they have friends there. So one of them even said, yeah, if I didn't have kids and I would have moved there a long time. I'm like, Jesus. It is what it is. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta be like, what? Okay. Um, have you noticed that since the Dark Knight movie, they be having Batman and Joker have this dry ass I need water voice in being annoying. Batman can always use a voice changer. Um, what I liked about what I liked about this one, he didn't use a voice changer. He didn't have that. He didn't have like a voice changer. He that was his voice. I was like, okay, that was fine. I understand why they have it because even at the same time, he's supposed to be Batman. He's supposed to be kind of dark and gritty. At least he ain't rubbling his voice like Bale did. Oh my God, it got worse over the. I was like, I don't even recognize him. I'm like, what? What you say? Like, Nathan, hey Chris, what's up? Happy birthday. Thank you. Well, past related birthday, but can I see? I can see a Beverly Hills Cop series. It was supposed to be one back in the not too long ago. It was going to star. It was going to star. Uh, it was going to star. Uh, Brand Brian who was in Tropic Thunder. He was going to be Axel Foley's son. Brian T. Jackson or Walker, one of them. Yeah, he was gonna. But ABC didn't pick it up. Uh, Eddie has said he wants to do another Beverly Hills Cop. Just like he did another Coming to America. So It is what it is. All right. So you guys get your last questions. We're gonna get ready to wrap this up. Um, the daughter, the daughter is beautiful, but she's now 58. What are we talking about? She was nearly 27 as the daughter. What daughter? Any female characters you hope to see in future DC movies? Vixen. Um, Vixen for sure. Uh, Donna. Well, I want to see Donna Troy in a movie. Same thing with Cassie Sandsmart, Wonder Girl. Um, well, we seen Katana, so I got my Katana. Maybe maybe Batwoman, Power Girl, yeah, people like that. We don't know if Rush Hour 4 will happen, but Lethal Weapon 5 is happening. What are your thoughts on it? Richard Donner was supposed to come back to direct it. I'm a little iffy on that. Like, unless it's basically Riggs and Murtaugh retiring and passing the torch on to Riggs's son and Murtaugh's grandson, that's fine. Because if we're taking it from the movie timeline, Lethal Weapon 4 came out in 1999-ish, or so their grandson, so Murtaugh's grandson and Riggs's son would be in their early 20s, so they could still be rookie cops. There's your movie. Uh Topic: Cobra Kai. What do you think of the show, and what's next for the next season? Chosen has come and helped. I love that. I thought that was great when we saw Daniel, who he was talking to, and I Cobra Kai has been great. I've been loving it because I grew up with the original. I grew up with the original uh, Karate Kid, and to see all those characters return, the ones that they did, like, is beautiful. To see that series still go on is beautiful, but also to see Daniel, see how he has grown, but also see how he has buried the hatchet with basically his enemies to a degree. Like, him and Johnny are like okay now with each other. Look at Trojan, like Trojan was, it's like the balance is there. But loved when Elizabeth Shue, like, that woman does not age. Like, she looks exactly the fucking same as when she first was Allie. I was like, God damn, does she age? It's ridiculous. I love it. It's great. Now Daniel's son is a piece of shit. Like, I'm like, he's a fucking bully, and you can see the reason. And look what happened. He created a monster. Samantha is way different, but seeing it does we every time as fans of the lore and the franchise, we start asking ourselves, oh, is this character going to come back? Like, for example, I think a lot of us now are saying, is um are like, could we get um Julie from the next Karate Kid? Could we get Hilly Swank? Could she come back as Julie? I would love that, because I would love her to meet Daniel, and Daniel would be like, may have heard of her. Like, you were the last student that Mr. Miyagi trained. She could be like, yes, I was. Like, I know him, just maybe not as long as you, but I know him. You know, I could see that would be so cool. The other person I think is what was the dude's name? I'm forgetting his name. He was in Karate Kid 3. Like, a lot of people thought he was returning too. After Silver came back. And I'm not gonna lie, Tom, man, he's I didn't even. There are times I'm like, is that really him or is that somebody? I'm like, man, the times have, I won't say not been well to him, but yeah, he's older. You could tell, and seeing what happened at the end, it's like, damn, leopard can't change the spot. Snakes gotta be snakes. What do you expect we'll see from Creed 3? Do you think Adonis will? Who do you think Adonis will face? Um, I hope they just don't keep going down the route of, okay, now Adonis is facing the son of another opponent Rocky faced. For example, everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's going to be Clubber Lang's son or something." Like, why? They never met. What they need to do, personally, for me, what they should do is go down the route that you got to remember. Adonis is a bastard. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean he is a bastard. He's Creed's son, but with another woman. Basically saying that, yeah, Paulo was not faithful. Now go back to Rocky 3. Rocky 3, and we heard when Paulo, after Rocky gets beat the hell up by Clubber Lang, and he's like, and after Mickey died, and he's like, yeah, blah blah blah. Apollo says, like, I didn't want to be seen by nobody, not by me, not by my wife, not even my kids. He said kids. He's never said Adonis. He never met Adonis. So I would really want it to go around of more of a family, or like, yeah, the other kids, Adonis got big, while maybe the other kids kind of like, wait a minute, he got big off of being dad's child, but where was he at? Like, that would be some good storytelling. Like, yeah, what if you have the whole brother versus brother fight? Like, okay, he fights his brother, like, almost in the sense of, the only way you're gonna get my acknowledgement as you are blood is if you can beat me in the ring. That'd be something interesting. I'm looking forward to it, but I just don't want it to be the same thing. Like, okay, Adonis is fighting Clubber Lang's son or something like that. Yo, Adonis is facing Thunder Lips. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. But yeah, I love Cobra Kai. I've heard they even thinking about doing a Rocky series where we see a young Rocky growing up. I'm like, do we really need that? Or yeah, we should do now Rocky's grandson. I'm like, the boy is not old enough. What are you going to do? Time jump? If you fucking do that, don't do that. You talk about the Rush Hour and Lethal Weapon show, but when you brought up Friday, you didn't talk about the Friday. I forgot about the Friday cartoon. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. The artwork was kind of weird, but it was funny. It had like a Curtis. Remember the comic strip Curtis? It had that kind of vibe. All right. Have you really enjoyed him in Every Which Way But Loosely and the sequel Any Which Way You Can? The ones with the orangutan. I like those. Those were funny. I like those ones. Yeah. Speaking of woke comics, we know your thoughts on Jonathan Kent being he's gay. Yeah. What about Dean Kane's thoughts on it? I don't give two shits about Dean Kane. Here we go. See, don't let Hurricane come out. I don't need this right now. Right now, I don't need this. But look, I don't know what it is about Fox, but every time something comes up with comics, they seem to turn to Dean Cain like he knows every fucking detail about what's going on. It's like, give me a break. First of all, let's be real, my boy. You start talking about, oh, when they did the whole Captain America thing, and there's the United States of Captain America, and they were like, Captain America, there's gonna be a Captain America that's gay. First of all, it was a story, and it wasn't Captain America. It was somebody who was inspired by. I have the freaking comic book right over there. The trade. It was a good trade. It made freaking sense that there are people around the country that was inspired by Captain America. One happens to be gay. Whoop-de fucking do. But here come Dean Cain coming in like, that's not Captain America. What are they doing? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, you are a biracial Superman yourself. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, what are you talking about? It's so stupid. It's like, what? And soon as they did this with Jonathan Kent, that he came out and he's gay, I think. Oh my God, you can't, you Superman, he's gay. First of all, it's his son. It's not Clark Kent. Grow the fuck up. It's like, give me a fucking break. It's like, you cannot let these writers do their own thing for sure, because you say, oh, it's messing with the character. Oh my God, stop this. But it's like, give me strength, Lord, please, because it drives me fucking ridiculous. It's so stupid. Now, I will say this: there are times where I feel some of these ideas are only made to get some kind of status quo with the certain population. For example, Iceman being gay. I love Iceman, but nowhere over the 60, 50 years this character has it been shown that this character was gay. Because even when they came back, when they did when they had their younger selves come into the present, it was there. And then all of a sudden, Young Gene says, but Baaby, you're gay. I looked at that and I said, Bendis, are you fucking kidding me? Really? Are you joking with that? You're going to write that in there. And you don't even acknowledge that older Baaby doesn't even know that he's gay? What? That's stupid. That made no sense. That's where I'm like, are you stupid? With the whole concept of Tim Drake announcing that he's bisexual, that has a little bit more, has more merit than Bobby Drake, because there are times you could see it in Young Justice, the way he would look at Superboy at times. It was almost, in a sense, when they lost Connor for a while, he took that more, not just as brotherly love, almost as something like he wanted to tell Connor something so badly that he never got to tell it. That's got more merit than that stuff with Bobby, to a degree. No way. My issue, it goes back to now with the Batwoman stuff. Where is it stated? And this is this is where it comes down. This is where it comes down to with just CW shows in general. Where is it stated that Batwoman has to be gay? Where's that at? Where does that come on? Because that's not the case. Kate Kane is gay, but then she leaves the show, and then they bring Kate Kane back with another actress. So then it's like, then why don't you have that actress come back as Batgirl? Instead, you have this new actress who happens to be black. Seems like, once again, this is where I feel DC panders to a certain population to get acknowledgement, just to have that. So you have a new Batgirl who's black and she's gay. It's like, wait a minute. Where's it acknowledged that Batwoman is gay? Has to be gay. That's not the case. But CW does that. It's in their contract. It's called with CW and Warner Brothers and John. It's called the inclusion clause. They have all this stuff like they have to include this and have to include that. They do more race changing of characters than Marvel does. And to agree, it's almost like, why did they change that? Why? What's the catch? What's the catch? We talk about all the time why they love to race change redhead characters. They do. They do. They really do. They do. They yeah, they do. And it does annoy me sometimes. It does annoy me. But the actress who was going to be Red Sonja in the Red Sonja movie apparently dropped out of the role because I think she couldn't do it. So they're back to square one with that. You can't tell me you can't find a natural redheaded actress, get her in freaking shape to play that role. Give me a break. But Dean Cain is he's ridiculous. All right, let me start. Wilson Fisk is richer than who? Who's he richer than? Yeah, comics and wokeness have been a thing since. Yeah, it's Superman. It's ridiculous. Wilson Fisk being mayor is not too much of a stretch. Most politicians are both sector. Yeah, it's not a stretch. That's why when they wanted Tony to, he was like, why don't I go run against him? Everybody was like, nah, money and politicians don't work. And that's why they said, well, let's have Luke do it because Luke is real. He's being real. He doesn't wear a mask. He never wore a mask. Luke Cage has never wore a mask. Luke Cage is another. He's up there on my list, my top 10 list of favorite Marvel heroes of all time. Luke Cage is up there. Always love Luke Cage. Why? Because he's probably one of the realest superheroes in the Marvel universe. Never wore a mask. Always, he carried himself because nobody wanted to fuck with him. They knew they can't. That's Luke Cage. Like he lets you know straight off. I am here. You can't hurt me. Period. How do you feel about Superman? People not recognizing Superman and Clark Kent. It's the universal. It's the universal weirdness of just how nobody can recognize that Clark Kent and Superman are the same person. That's all it is. It's just a universal. It's like that's why I love that they changed He-Man and Prince Adam. Adam being a younger man. You go back and watch the original He-Man cartoon, the one that I grew up with. What's the difference between Prince Adam and He-Man? He got a tan. That's it. And his voice echoed. Other than that, you look at them, you're like, well, Prince Adam looks fucking jacked as He-Man. How do people not put two and two together? Like, it's just a universal thing. It's weird. You know. Let's see. Will you ever go back to reacting videos with the Tried Not to Eat challenge or teens? They don't do a lot of that stuff no more. I mean, they still do. I mean, I still watch the channels from time to time, but it's changed a lot. It really has. They don't. A lot of the stuff they do is just try foods and stuff like that, which is fine. You know, I may do it from time to time, but it's not like how it used to be. When they were doing the music stuff, I was loving that because that's when Hurricane can come out and just roast these people. Like, what's wrong with these? Like, how you not know? Like, the one that will always get me till this day was that these people did not know who Prince, these kids, and I'm like, how do you not know Prince? Like, he's too old, he's too exposed not to know. You don't have to know video of his, but you can't tell me you don't know who Prince is. You got to be fucking joking with me. Get out of here. When God of Thunder 5 is coming out, I have no. I'm looking forward to it, but I have no idea. I talked about that too. About I used to hate Kratos. Awesome shirt. Next to Toby. Next to Toby, the one on your shirt, Christopher Daniel Barnes is my favorite Spider-Man. When I read a comment, it's his. Yeah, I asked somebody asked me that question on the 50 the Patreon exclusive. Somebody asked me that who's my favorite Spider-Man voice actor, and I said Josh Keaton. I liked the way he presented Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I didn't mind Christopher Daniel Barnes. It was good. He was good, you know. But I love Josh Keaton's voice. I mean, there were a couple of voices I just could not stand the Spider-Man, and Drake Bell was one of them. I was like, I can't, no, it didn't work for me. Um, the one above all zero for Dragon Ball, the one above all or zero for Dragon Ball. What are you talking about, Quinn? I don't know. They nerf Mantis and Thor. Do you think Loki should be a woman? If they brought Loki back as a woman, I'd be fine. It was in the comics. It was, but I'm so burnt out on Loki now. I'm like, keep him gone or just keep him dead or whatever. Speaking of, shoot, okay, I'm gonna end this right here. So get your last questions, please, because this is it. I'm gonna end this. Speaking of Bruce Lee, comics. Remember when he showed up in the Adam West Batman series? Remember when he fought Burt Ward? Remember how that stole the show? You talking about when he was Kato? Uh, Bruce Lee hated that. Yep, Shannon, not just Shannon, but it's in one of the autobiographies. He loved it. He was, Kato and Green Hornet gonna be on Batman and Robin, but he hated it. And even Burt Ward has talked about he hated it because Robin was beating the crap out of Kato. He hated that. And Burt Ward was scared shitless Bruce was gonna kill him afterwards. Like he hated that. And I don't blame him. No way I'm seeing that version of Robin beat Kato up. Crazy. Will you do a stream react to uh Kenobu show Star Wars? I don't know. Roland Emmerich, yeah, thank you. Project Moon got the idea from Masker Major. Jesus Christ, look at that. I can't. He another one that just talks. Just shut up. Yeah, every character's different. I'm looking forward to how Uncle Owen, same actor from the learned the fate of Anakin. Remember his line from New Hope? Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Black Adam and Doctor Doom was similar in a way. Similar, not real. Doom, you can't trust Doom. Don't trust him at all. Ken or Spider Man regular based in a fight. Spider Man regular based. What regular based is it? Spider Man Ken Spider Man superpowers over just no. That ain't going nowhere. You crazy? I need to get me a shirt like that. I hit for it. Yeah, I got it off of Amazon actually. I found it on Amazon. Enjoy your night. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. So when are you reviewing the Batman again? The I it'll you'll see when it comes up. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but my reviews will go up. I think will go up. You'll just know. I'm not gonna stop. While I agree with what you said about the Natalie Portman, this new Obi-Wan Kenobi TV kind of has me where Ewan McGregor and Hayden are sizable reason why I quit Star Wars. Really? Wow. I actually like Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan. Uh, well, to each his own. You still gonna do an end of the month? This is the end of the month live stream. This is it. This is what this is. Uh, Still keeping my eye for your Aussie. Yeah, that's coming. I'm still waiting for the stuff to arrive. That's all I'm waiting for. The treats to arrive. Be blessed. Bye. Thank you. Good night. And Michael Knight here. First of all, that name, Mike Knight. Are you a fellow Knight Rider fan? Am I? Am I? What's your thoughts on the deleted scene of the Joker for the Batman? I liked it. I just talked about that. I was that's a real creepy looking Joker. Jesus Christ. What I love about it, they don't really pan the camera on him too much. You can't really see his face, but you just see glimpses of the acid face. His I was like, oh Jesus. Like he had blotch hair. I was like, oh man, like it legitimately looked like his skin had soaked up acid and his hair was just falling out, like almost like he was having he's suffering from alopecia. And I'm not joking. For anybody who has alopecia, that's a serious ailment. It's not funny. It's basically when it's basically a illness where your body feels that your hair is a foreign and it fights your hair. That's why your hair falls out. So I'm not joking on that, but that's what it felt like because he blotched hair everywhere. And when he did laugh, I was like, okay. But I actually like the fact that basically is implying that he's already in Arkham. Like you didn't have to you if they do second and they do Joker, and for anybody who's like, oh, they did Joker. Look, look. When it comes down to it, no matter what, when you think of Batman, who's the first villain you think of? Joker. Joker is his arch nemesis. They're like peas and carrots. That's what they are. Same thing with Spider-Man. I'm sorry, but yes, Spider-Man, when you think Spider-Man, sometimes the first character you're going to think of is Green Goblin. That's their arch nemesis. So there's always going to be an incarnation of them. Do I need to see it? No, but they're playing off that this is a different. They even acknowledge that this is a different universe or a different Earth. It's not the same. But I enjoyed it very much. But I'm also kind of glad they didn't add it. I'll wrap it up here. I don't want to increase the live stream anymore, but thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody who try random beverages on my channel. Sodas mostly. I'll come through and check it out. Warhawk. Oh man, not those videos. I still carry serious scars. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Oh really? Okay. All right. The Omni King I meant. It's okay. Uh, Once again, guys, I want to thank everybody. Man, we hit the 3-hour mark. Thank you. I want to thank everybody who came through. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the love. Thank you for the gracious birthday plugs and everything like that. I am really happy and really, really blessed to have reached the next level of life and have reached 40. Um, Very happy. This was not really planned in some cases, but plans change. Like the whole thing about I wanted to throw a party, an '80s theme party. It didn't work out because the place where I wanted to have it, they were booked, and I was like, oh, and then it was just too late to try to figure things out. Things didn't work out the plan, but what my coworkers did for me today was really yesterday now because it's 12:40 in the morning now over here. But it was real blessing. That humbled me. I was shocked. I was surprised. It was great. But don't forget, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Now, don't forget to like and share the video as well as comment for all those who missed this live stream. You can comment down below. Don't forget, got merch in the merch that's stored down below. We'll be working on some new merch for some new t-shirts and things like that as well. Got the Patreon as well. Don't forget to check that out if you want to. Shouts out to Patrick Cineros for dropping the bombs that he did. And basically, $60 he dropped that. I don't. That's not what it's all about. But I appreciate that love. As always, like I said, guys, all that's gonna go through you guys because when I start the Super Geek sweepstakes, yeah, that's gonna check it out. So, but other than that, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. This is the final live Q&A for the month of March. I will be back in April, and that's where the sweepstakes stuff. So it's very important that you watch the vids and everything like that, because once you start commenting on the vids, you instantly get put into the sweepstakes. And by the end of that month, we'll do the drawing right here on the live stream. And whoever name get picked out, I will ask you ask you where should I send this stuff to, this box to you, things like that. I'll send me, email it to me or something like that. Just my way of giving back to you guys. But in the meantime, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Monster, you want to say bye? Taz? God, you want to say bye? No? You going to say bye? Okay. You're not gonna say bye. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. You're gonna make me look like a fool, but that's okay. Y'all take care.